Welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet. We get together and we talk about things that help us escape. Today, I was escaping from the start of whatever this is, whatever Funtime Friday, and
I'm here.
literally sliding in last second, not even last
You're playing
second,
baseball. You've been out.
negative seconds,
Yeah,
in order to.
you've been out. It's many bits too late.
It is. It is far late.
I mean, soup.
But it was in the name of friendship, okay? So I helped a buddy pick up a fun little import. So ended
Little
up
car?
yeah, a little little K van, super cute, super fun, adorable, and also huge pain in the ass because apparently on Friday, if you work for the government, you're like, oh, we close at 4:30. We're gonna leave at 3. Like we're just gonna go home now. So like
We
half
don't care.
half of the people that were like supposed to be there to like be able to like get the car where we're not allowed to go to, like in the dock, they're just not there. They're just like, oh yeah, no, we're all heading home. It's like, go get it. What are you doing? And then we leave there, and it's like, okay, we've got like 20 minutes left at CBP. All they have to do is look at these docs, and they got to look at your VIN. You're gonna be good to go. We get to CBP, and they're closed, and it's like, are you serious? What do you mean CBP's closed? You don't close for another half an hour.
I just come back next week.
No, it's Friday. No, we can't. Not today. Lucifer the Doberman for 2 months at the escapee tier. Thank you, friend. I hope whatever was going on yesterday is, softening over, if not gone, and you can just put that behind you, whatever it was. So, blessings to you.
That means we're going to talk about Citron Adams something, right? I don't know
Sure.
what's going on with them, but
Member for 2 months.
other than just
Veritax.
normal stuff.
Yeah, this one time
People
they were
not
rating
liking
them.
them.
Veritax, thank you very, very much.
Yes.
Dude, could you believe it? They're anti-monarchy.
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
Ultra liberals, anti-monarchy. I can't explain that.
No, it's so weird because you get these goobers like Spoon, right? Where it's like he wants kings and queens, and I think that's a joke. That's stupid. And I'm like, yeah, I'm over there. But then they're talking about Vosh, and of course, talking about Vosh and his degenerate horse thing. I'm like, hey, I've got a free member chat. Because thanks to JMac, I have like a permanent membership at Stitch and Atom. I was like, I'll send a member chat about it. And I'm like, hey, yeah, it really sucks that there's all these weirdos out here because there's some really interesting characters that are considered lolly. And they don't like unplug their brain from the idea that lolly is like not always sexual. And it's like, no. And they're like, you're on thin ice. I'm like, no, you guys are weird. What are you talking about? Just because a character is petite doesn't mean they can't be a good quality character. And the problem is these weirdos that lump it in.
Tanya, the Saga of Evil.
Yeah,
Clearly a lolly.
Clearly a lolly.
Clearly evil.
Clearly evil. Clearly great, well-written character. At no point are you listening to that character and thinking, this is a child. Like, that doesn't ever cross your brain. I also don't ever think, yeah, I'm going to touch myself to this character. That doesn't cross my brain either.
Whoa!
That never crosses my brain. So, like, you weirdos out here that are like, I'm going to touch me. I'm going to touch me so hard. I'm like, no, don't do that. Why would you do that? And they ruin it. They ruin things. Pop, welcome.
Right in the middle of ruining things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the issue is it looks
You've
like
never
a child,
ruined a
right?
thing.
Not that it is a child. There's so many characters that are children but are also 16. They don't look any different from any adult in anime would.
You mean like most Persona characters?
Yeah, like most Persona characters, like Fern from Freerun. Freerun herself is like not even a lolly. She's just no boobs.
No
short.
boobs, lolly. This is the rules.
Dude, there were so many people complaining about Persona characters being sexualized on Twitter the other day.
It was mainly one thread where the guy was getting dunked on.
It was that one
a
thread.
teenager was getting dunked on for liking a certain character who sexualized herself a lot in that game.
It wasn't even herself. It was her shadow doing it. So I'm not gonna blame. I'm not gonna be like, no, she was sexualized. No, she wasn't.
Spoon has a hard on for them because Aiden is friends with them. Aiden's a goofball, okay? Aiden went on with Destiny to talk about how Trump wasn't an insurrection. And I think I could make that argument. But
Could he not?
so Aiden Paladin, she very British, very monarchist, very very not someone that I would categorize in the let me fight against the idea that what Trump was doing was a coup and not a let me try to use the rules, and the growing dissent that really propelled Trump into office also carried people into the Capitol with their anger. So it's like she just sat there like listening, and she's like, "Oh, that's a good point." I'm like, "What is the purpose of you being the one who's like, I'll fight him?" Like, why is this your thing? Why would you do this?
I'm
So
really
even
lost at the
Aiden
part
gets
where
the
people-
"you're a monarch" stick slap.
She
I'm
had
really
no ammo.
confused at people when they get to the
Kampai.
like point where did Trump think he was going to be able to retain power by using a mob of people to storm the Capitol? That's not how that works.
The Destiny argument is subtle, okay? It's that the phone calls of like, hey, we should delay, you should stop, we should not do this, the plan that Pence could not choose the electors and send it to this other process, the idea that poking at like every edge of legality, like all of them together, amounts to an attempt at holding power or an
That
attempted
doesn't make any
coup.
sense. Of course, he wants
Yeah,
to
I
hold
think it's
power
stupid.
by claiming victory. That
Exactly. But you have to know what all of those like
you have to
avenues
assume-
are. You have to know here's how he would sue. You have to know here's how he got set up in case the lawsuits won. You have to know here's how
Also, yeah,
X,
like,
Y.
why
You have
wouldn't
to
it be
know how they
legal?
all work. But when you're like, who wants to fight me? Send out your best, and
Like,
then
assuming
Aiden
he
shows
was-
up. You're just like, oh no.
assuming he's able to win lawsuits and actually retain power, would that have been a coup, or would that have been just following the process?
Yeah,
there was
it breaks
something
down
wrong
to
with that?
what you believe the vote for the president is, right? Is the vote for the president a will of the people who want someone in charge? And are laws an extension of a way in which we manifest our requests, our desires, through the representative, through the legislative process? And if all of those things line up in a way that someone stays in power, is it a coup? Right? Like,
Yeah.
everything is done at the behest of the people, of us being like, yeah, this still works well enough for me to not want to rage. It is one thing that the
Also,
monarchists
all of these
like,
things were
do
working
get kind of
under
right.
the purview of government systems.
Hmm.
Like, what outside of the government that was like against the law happened?
Right.
Like, I guess people rioting at the Capitol. That's all you
It-
have tying it to anything else. There's nothing
Yeah,
else there.
the only illegality, because what you would have to do is you would have to say that Trump asking someone to do something that we don't know is legal or not is illegal. That's what you would have to prove. And I think when we're asking like, is this legal? And then the Senate comes out and is like, actually, we've changed the wording so that it's clear that the vice president is just a ceremonial role. The fact that they had to clarify that tells you that it was like, oh shit, actually, let's fix that. Which is what I think Trump was best at. Like, not a big fan of the man himself, but the guy was a blacklight. And the guy was like, hey, what about this piece of jizz in the corner? And we're like, oh shit, I didn't know the president could reach the jizz in the corner. Let's clean that up. Like, he pointed out a bunch of stuff. We're like, wait a minute, can the president do that? Like, and so you get a bunch of these where you don't know there's a problem until somebody pushes that envelope. I think it's really useful, and it's going to strengthen like the system, like moving forward overall. But like the idea that we don't know if that's really how it worked or not, enough for someone to come up with an idea and someone else be like, hey, can you try this? Like, that can't be considered a coup.
Yeah, like his Destiny's whole idea from that is just because he has Trump derangement syndrome, nothing more.
Mm.
It's
I
just
think-
him going
I
off,
think-
veering off in his own crazy direction because he wants it to be true.
To be fair, the kind of conservatives that will go on and talk to Destiny are nuts. So if I interacted with those people all the time, I would have a much darker view of the modern conservative, but I don't. I talk to rational, normal people who don't spend hardly any time talking about this. And instead, we talk about whether or not an animated character with no boobs is bad or not to look at. That's the circle I live in. Orange blacklight. I'm gonna come. There's some cum. Oh my! Aren't you glad you don't have to deal with this, Pop?
Yes,
You
I
can
mean,
just-
I have
you can
I have
just
my
sit up
own
in the
idiot to deal
frigid-
with.
You just sit up in the frigid north and be like, what are they doing?
Ah, look at that insurrection. Ha ha.
Back in my day, Canada burned down the White House.
That's so true. Look it up.
Oh, funny.
You're just sitting there like, oh, I fucking wish.
That would be funny. All right, let's talk. Because I specifically said I didn't want to talk about the lolly topic, but then you brought up Sitch and Adam, and it was literally the thing that I was just yelling at them about. And I care so little about monarchy.
What are we? What's the lolly topic about?
Just
Like in
the
general?
Stranos and I were trying to figure out topics.
No.
And by that, I mean, Stranos was like, you want me to look up topics? And I was like, please, Lou. All I can think about is this, and I'm done talking about this. But now we're talking about it.
I didn't really have anything except for like I was watching Sayu and seeing some of her stuff, which is she used to work for Niji Sanji under the name Zion.
Oh, we got more Niji Sanji.
Basically, people
Back.
looking back at that, I already mentioned most of the stuff with her because people were just looking back at seeing what happened with her and saw that no, Niji was in the wrong and how she was probably bullied from the same people in the company.
Did people think Niji was in the right at the time?
Well, this Zion was like a fresh hire and she had like edgy humor.
Oh.
So people,
So
were
people
like,
got over it quick.
yeah, people didn't really care. Like sometimes things just don't work out. But then people can connect the dots and take her more truthfully on the statement she released afterwards. Yeah.
Well, the topic is simple. Both sides can have Spurgs and Venti.
Asshole.
I'm so sometimes because on my Blaine's Escape Corner email,
Yeah, that's cool.
I actually get like Reddit suggested like things on my like emailed to me, and I saw it and I was like, Brittany L. Which Brittany? And I clicked it, and they measured her out at 6 heads tall, and I was like, yes.
I mean, obviously the angle's off. She's actually like 7, but still, it's funny.
Call her
It-
6
it's
and a
funny to
half.
look
Don't
at.
give her that 7th.
Well, no, you can see
Either
the
way,
angle of the photos. She wouldn't be 6 heads tall. But it is funny.
Just little silence, child. It's so good. You would love
Yeah, Benji
suggestions
is
on a
not
Gundam to
particularly tall
build
herself.
and paint. I'm assuming you've got painting knowledge already, given I think you're my source to the 40K lore. What would be a good Gundam?
I guess I'll think of something that we can do. I guess I can.
Probably
guess
one of those
something right
black
now.
Gundams, right?
One of the
Oh, I see
Eco
what it
Plus.
is.
I actually don't know if you can get Eco Pla in stateside. Let me check. Because that's not a bad option. Do. Basically, oh, of course. Dude, these Eco Plus are like $80 on eBay. That's insane.
Oof.
The whole point is that they're like a quarter of the price when you're in Japan. You're like, oh, wow, that's a really nice kit. It's super cheap.
So the answer is no, Alex.
Yeah, don't buy those. Oh my goodness. And it's such a great idea, right? It's like, oh, we turn in our runners back to Gunpla and they melt them down and make new ones since they can't. They just mix all the colors till it turns black and then print a cheaper model. You're an insane painter. Ooh, if you're an insane painter, maybe a tall geese. That could be really really cool. 80 is cheap compared to a Warhammer 40k model. That may be true, but the high grade, the HG Gunpla, you can get on Amazon for $20 US. So that, what is that? $40 Canadian.
Close enough.
So yeah, it's about right. Okay, I'll get it one of these days.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Best Gunpla for first paint. What would you?
I haven't really thought of many things, so I'm looking through some of my videos now that I just have saved.
Oh yeah. We could just scroll through the
Recommended on YouTube. Just pick something up there.
just rando the reco, and then I was gonna say look at the Discord on what you've put for me, but I'm looking at Gunpla now.
As I say, could look at the tweets from the chain of tweets between Destiny and Phil Labonte.
Oh yes! Oh, let's do that.
You wanted
This
to
makes
do
me
that.
laugh so hard.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, I need to see this. That's what we're gonna
Yeah,
talk
just go into
about.
the politics and drama. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
I posted quite a few of them. Like, holy shit, this is stupid as fuck is what I started with.
Nice.
I'd probably just go to Destiny's. You could probably go to. I don't know who he's talked to since then, but you could probably start with the first one, and then you could check out Destiny's. Just yeah, and then you go Destiny's, and you'll check out all of his replies.
I mean, they're both terminal Twitter users.
Yeah, pretty cringe.
Ooh, an Epion would be cool.
Okay, yeah, he hasn't replied to anything since that yesterday, so basically, yeah, you can check out the first tweet, and then you can check Destiny's replies, and you'll have all the tweets there.
Here, you should do this. Here you go, Lucifer. This is the Witch from Mercury Gunpla, the Schwarzette. It's got a big sword that's
It's like a
actually
gut
a
sword.
gun. Big
Damn.
gun sword. It's already sort of primer grade, so it's like ready for your paint. That I think that could be a fun dealy here. Sophisticated parts composition.
And I think it looks pretty cool. I like that.
The HG Gundam Schwarzette. Put that right there. That would be a fun one.
Yeah, I'll post a couple of tweets to start with in the private chat here.
Okay. 25. Yeah, that's the HG price, man. So nice, so simple.
Done and done. Nice.
The back scratcher. Careful with it. Alrighty. Lessons. Do you know Phil Labonte, Pop?
No. The other guy I've heard before. I've heard his name. but I don't know who
I've
Phil
seen
Labonte-
Destiny myself, or that's Destiny. I've seen Phil on Tim's show, but I don't really know anything about him other than the fact he's conservative, I guess.
Phil is a part of the band All That Remains.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever listened to his music.
So here he is as cool singer man in All That Remains. Famous songs like 2 Weeks, What If I Was Nothing, This Calling, and 6. Really popular in the 06, 08 era, it would
Yeah.
appear.
Had a
I
couple
don't-
good years.
It's one of those things where it's like I remember listening to them in high school, but I don't remember if they were coming out when I was in high school or if I found some older music. And he's a goofball. You may have seen him when we watched Timcast from time to time. He has kind of this voice. It's a little deeper, a little bit of a gruff, and when he's talking, he's like super libertarian. Like that's sort of his angle, right? And we have Adam Friended. So good old AF saying conservatives will hate you just as much if you're center left or far left. Destiny. He said that. This seems wildly untrue. Sure, it's true for many hyper-partisan conservatives, but why would you want to throw center-right conservatives under the bus by framing them as insane haters? To which Phil Labonte replied, Destiny is the only person that was a guest on Timcast that was not polite and friendly when I met him. What does that mean? So let's go. Whoops, wrong one.
He was a bitch, okay? A bitch to work with, a bitch to be around.
Okay, we got Emma was friendly. I didn't meet her. Is there anything else in this one? No.
It looks like
because-
some of these, I don't see some of these on his timeline. I'm not sure if they got deleted or just not showing up.
Of course, Emma Vinland Saga would not have been nice to Phil Labonte. Why isn't the follow-up? Maybe
I don't know. It's kind of hidden, but here's the
Here's the Omni Liberals.
here's the big one that he posted. Your responses actually pissed me off 1 million times more. Yeah, they weren't in his replies, so
Okay.
I was like, "Huh, that's weird." I just linked you the one I was looking at.
Gotcha. Let's see this.
I guess
one.
I could. Oh yeah, I forgot the one that came before it. I would just link you to the one.
Oh
that
yeah, here we go. Let's
Phil
pull this
was-
one up first.
As I say, I'll link the one that Phil was responding to Destiny with that one.
Oh, of course. I couldn't find it because he used a retweet.
Yeah,
Oh, I like.
annoying.
It's so annoying. Like, Twitter needs to find a way for a quote retweet. Like, I know I can click. What can I click? There's a button here. I actually don't
You
even
can
know.
click on the retweet to see the quote retweets. Yeah, you'd click quote.
But if I hit quote, it's just gonna make me quote it.
Oh, wasn't there? I thought there was.
There's got-
Oh, click. You have to click on the tweet maybe, and then click on it. Because if you click on Phil's, I'm sure it'll show you the quote retweets. 'Cause that's what.
Oh, view
yeah.
quotes. Okay, yeah. So
You
you have to
be
hit view quotes.
highlighting it. which
View
is silly.
quotes needs to be in like a, hey, here's how this thread goes, so that I can follow this tweet
Yeah.
to this retweet and then like move down, right?
Very silly. Yeah, this
Um,
is the next one. Yeah.
the Drama Queen. Check out 2 weeks. It's really good. I don't think I hate anyone on the left or left of center simply because of their politics. No, we hate them because they have folders full of horses. That's why we avoid them. I just saw something. I wasn't sure what I saw. I saw this Go Diva. I don't know. Diva, like from Overwatch? That would make sense.
It's a Holy Diver reference.
Holy Diver with Go
Yeah.
Diva.
Yeah.
So
Diva.
Go Dinah. Well, now what? Have I ever met you before? Question mark. I've been friendly with literally every person I've met off that show in person. I've shot hoops with people who were on the show, and I even did a spontaneous show with another guy, Seamus Coughlin, while I went one time.
Shout out to Freedom Tunes.
What, man, what is my thoughts? If I just like went on and someone was like, Blaine's the only person I've met that was rude to me. Not even rude. That was not polite and friendly when I met them. I feel like my first response would be like, when? And like that,
It's like,
that would
wait,
be
wait.
it. Like,
It's
cause
like, wait, what are you talking about?
I believe you that I was not polite and friendly because I can quite often get in my own thing and not like notice you, and then you ask me a question and I'm like, yeah, cool. And I like I just will ignore you. But it's because I'm like so elsewhere that I'm just not there. It's not natural for me. The bubbly happy, not natural. I have to really force that. But what a weird response though. Like, have I ever met you before? Question mark. That's the weirdest part, I think.
Well, the thing is that he knows he's on Timcast.
He claims not to. I heard a minute of it where he's like, "What is this guy? Is he even on the show? He wasn't on the show when I was there." Like that was a response, and it's like, what do you mean? Phil's on there like half the time.
I guess he just doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't watch, so he doesn't know.
Yeah. Vosh saw the panel of Viserica started touching himself.
Not
This
that-
awakened something in me.
Not that people should know. Like, it's not like everybody should know. Like the guests on Timcast.
Yeah, and
And
that's why
most people probably don't know who Ian is. Most people just probably like, wait, who's that guy?
Oh gosh, I do love Ian though.
They're just
Ian's,
like, wait,
Ian's another
who's
one
that?
that would be a blast to hang out with. So Phil, I wouldn't expect you to remember. You weren't overtly rude or anything. You were on the couch in the green room. I came up, smiled, introduced myself, put my hand out to shake your hand. You looked up from your phone, said, "Oh, hi," and shook my hand a little dismissively and looked back at your phone. I didn't say you insulted me, just you weren't friendly. That was not polite and friendly when I met him. Yeah, I mean, again, it just kind of. It's such a weird thing. It's like
it's also something that's weird to like be saying, even
to
talking about.
remember. Yeah.
It's like Destiny's the only person that was guessed that was not polite and friendly, and wasn't his first tweet a little bit more, or like aggressive in terms of, or uncharitable?
Well, because the first thing that was said was that Destiny says that conservatives hate you, center left or far left, because again, like I mentioned earlier, the conservatives that Destiny hangs out with and talks to and has on his show are wild, man. Like some of them are wild. Others not so much, but they don't make for good content. Like I saw there was a clip, it was Uncivil Law went on and talked to him, and it was like a really good just like conversation
Is
of
Uncivil
like
even conservative? I don't think he is.
I would put him in
Definitely.
conservative purely because
He's an
dude
incel?
would dude would go down to his local city hall and protest for gun rights, like in the halls of the city hall. Like I know guns are a universal. I sold guns in Seattle. I've had plenty of liberals who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm voting this way," and I'm like, "I don't care. Buy the gun." Like anyone can love
That's
guns.
great. Okay.
But the person who wants to go to City Hall and like march for their guns and go in and knock on doors for their guns, who moves to Texas, who does like, there's so much about Uncivil that I'm like, guy's a conservative. Is he more of a neocon, a bit hawkish, a bit of a like? I'm pretty sure he said he would vote for Nikki Haley over Trump. Like he's a bit of a weirdo, but he is much more like, here's how the law works and here's why that's not a problem. And it was like a perfectly good like debate and discussion. But it was not like fiery. They weren't shouting. It wasn't exciting. I don't know what the traction was, but like listening to it, I just remember being like,
you don't have a bait face for the thumbnail.
yeah, I was like listening. I was just like, oh, that was nice. Like that was my thought listening to that highlight. And it's like, that doesn't get people to click. That doesn't get people to share. That doesn't get the clips that go viral. That doesn't work. So the people that end up on the show, that people talk about on the show, are all the ones that would hate anyone who's left of them, which would probably include me. Like there are people out there that would be like, you're a lefty because I drive an EV and I think taxes have a value. I think we need to like talk about it, but like at least I want to have the
You
conversation.
could have stopped at I drive an EV.
I could have, yeah. All my other cars are foreign. Oh wait, no, I do have a U.S. car. Wait, where was it made?
Bring Kami trader to U.S. to buy U.S. owned products. Scum.
No, that's the police vehicle. The police vehicle is always going to be made stateside. Oh yeah, actually U.S. made. So it looks like it would have been Texas. So go me. I do have an American car. Anyway, where was I? Oh, this is a very dumb thing to say. Very like mean pejorative of like just blanket conservatives do this thing.
Yeah.
And then this is a real like wasn't friendly. Like it seems such a mild thing. And then this feels like, I don't know. Somebody, what's the way to swipe on Tinder if you don't like somebody?
Swipe left.
Right? Wait, right or left?
Swipe left, yeah.
Left, yeah. So someone swiped left on him and he was like, oh, this guy doesn't like me either. Oh man, what did Lofty say? Yeah, you're friendly with everyone. I've seen many times IRL. This dude is whack, lol. Lofty, what?
Stop dick riding Destiny.
What? You could look at the comments like, this is crazy, and then the response is just like, yeah, you dismissed me, and it was you weren't super friendly. It's cool, bro. What comes next? What comes after this? Do I have to do this to view quotes? Is it going to be another? Oh, here we go. Of course.
I give you the Destiny one there, yeah.
There we go. Texas must be an F-150 LE. It is a Tahoe. LE. Wait, no. LEX?
I feel like you're being sarcastic, Lucy.
LX something? What is the? Hold on.
Lofty wants to be spit roasted by Destiny and Blair White.
What's the Tahoe's like top of the line?
I have no idea.
It's probably called top line.
LST?
SLT, I think. Is it GMC?
LTZ. LTZ.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. When you buy old, you're like, hey, it's really old and the sunroof leaks. Give it to me for not $1 million, and you can do that. And it's crazy because like an 8-year-old, wait, no, what? 9-year-old car has more features on it than our like brand new electric car. It's like this is luxury. You ever been in a vehicle driving and the seat starts air conditioning your nutsack? Like there is no closer to heaven that you will get than an air conditioned nutsack while you're driving to go fishing. That was a dream.
I can't say I've ever had that happen to me.
I've got that. That's in my car. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Am I right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Anyway, Tahoe, you took the T off your sister's. Nice. That just helped advertise her OnlyFans. Lofty wants to be spit roasted by Destiny and Blair White. Yeah, you just read that. But I'm doing right to bang, left to curb. Got it. This response actually pisses me off a million times more than if I were just randomly rude to you. Holy shit. Warning, this is the most diva post of mine you will literally ever read in your entire life. You have been warned. The backwards smiley.
Warning, I'm going to sound like a faggot in a second.
Yeah, basically. For some industry lingo, for anything that involves talent with fans, etc., green rooms are usually places where talent can rest or chill in order to either get ready for an event free from being encumbered by random interruptions or relax after doing a show/event. In my industry, it's mostly to insulate you from fans who want pictures or from random people who want to chat or solicit something from you. If talent is in a green room and they're on their phone, common courtesy would not be to walk up to the person and start a conversation if you weren't even on the show or working with the production crew for that episode. You shouldn't even really be in there at all. In fact, it's literally one of the most annoying fucking things to have to deal with. People are in green rooms there to insulate themselves from people like you. You are an actual talent terrorist. Every single performer's nightmare that some fucking rando would approach you in a green room, expect you to put on a fucking show for them and chat them up, and then have the audacity to complain afterwards if they weren't happy with the interaction. If someone complained to me that they approached talent in a green room and tried to introduce themselves and the talent completely blew them off, I'd probably tell them, hey, dude, they're literally in that room so they can focus on the upcoming show or relaxing after a show they were just on. You're approaching them in the worst way possible. You are literally attention raping them. Stop. If I was on my
What the hell?
If I was on my phone, I could have been managing social media. Yeah, he was swiping the Tinder. We all know. Retweeting links for the show as per the host request, or linking so my fans can find me. Scheduling next day events via email, scheduling same day travel to catch a flight, researching or reading something for the upcoming show, or literally a million other things that could be occupying my time. The fact that you are complaining publicly about approaching me in a green room as a fucking fan and I still shook your hand and said hello to you is actually fucking insane to me. If you want pictures, find me outside of a green room after a show. Otherwise, seriously, fuck off. Now, before we get to Phil's response, this went from, yeah, he wasn't really friendly to me. Wait, what happened? Yeah, I mean, I said hi and you just kind of like dismissed me and left. Like, that's you can agree you weren't being like openly friendly. That's not crazy to say, right? You're like, oh yeah, I was probably busy, you know, getting ready for the show or making sure I had
my characterization is just a little bit silly. The fact that he would be like, you know, Dusty friendly that time I talked to him in a green room one time when he just said hi to me. It's like
zero light speed. Yeah, right.
It's weird to say somebody just like isn't friendly when it's like it's just like a nothing interaction.
if someone says I wasn't friendly, my first response is not, I don't even know who you are. Like that's not what I come out with. And then when you tell me like, oh yeah, I was focused on my phone and I just didn't really want to shake your hand, I wasn't making eye contact, whatever it may be. When you tell me that, like, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I was probably like doing stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's also Destiny. He's a weirdo.
I'm not going to apologize for not being the friendliest I can be, because then I would be apologizing my entire life, and I would just say, oh yeah, I was busy on my phone. It happens. Like, it's okay to do that, right? Phil is the talent. Yeah. And it's just so... It's so insane, too, to go from these, like, couple of tweets to then assume that Phil is even a fan. Like... I don't know that Phil would have ever called himself a fan of Destiny. Maybe I'd like to have him on the show and talk to him, but like, what a weird box to put somebody in without knowing them at all. So that was wild, and is a crazy idea. So now in Destiny's post here, we have a green honey bucket that all of the talent sits in while they wait to go into the Timcast recording area. And so he's hiding in his little bucket so that he can not be distracted or not talk to anybody. And that's what it is. Let's take a look at what Phil says in response. Oh, hey, I sat right... We got Lofty again. Warning! We got a Lofty. What? I sat right next to you for like 10 hours supervising the live stream for the Myth-Informed debates, and we barely talked. Lol, why is this guy turning a 5-second interaction into internet drama? Lofty, he's not! He's literally not Lofty! Phil literally said, yeah, he wasn't super friendly. And Destiny was like, I don't know who you are! And then, when heard the story, decided to write paragraphs about it. How?
Not sure how much Phil uses Twitter. I mean, it seems like he might use it a lot because I don't think he understands how drama and like shit talking works on the internet all the time. Because a response like his is a shit talking statement. He's a popular person who has a lot of people follow him, I think, right? When you say something like just like give somebody a side eye like that with a statement like that, that's basically saying, man, this guy was kind of an asshole. Like, that's usually the nice influencer version of saying, I don't like this person. Like, that's what Phil's tweet comes off as in terms of, like, the way he described it. Not in regular conversation, but on the internet, it does.
I would agree with you if Phil was, like, 10 years younger or 20 years younger. But an old man like that is saying I'm going to say old man. Hold on. Let me...
He is an old man. He's older than you, easily.
I know easily. That much. He was born in 1975, okay?
He's like 50s, yeah.
He's younger than me.
He's currently 48, so Pops is ahead of him by a little bit. But he's not going on the internet to like say a side-eye phrase so that his fans will like hate Destiny. He's just like, oh, my friend said that Destiny said something crazy. I also had interaction where he wasn't friendly. Like, it's not that deep when the guy's 48. Like, it just isn't that crazy. And
he does not understand that. He's not into that culture. He doesn't know what it's like.
No, yeah, Phil doesn't. He doesn't know what he did. He doesn't.
People like me who grew up in the internet, I can identify that pretty straight away. That's why I felt like reading the tweets myself. Like, this is like a shit stirring statement. Like, you're coming out here just like to shit on Destiny because what reason?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like this. That's what I mean. It's like if I have an interaction like that with somebody, I'm not going to ever publicly say something like that. Because that's what it is from my perspective. It's not how I would talk.
I would just be like, haha, yeah, sounds like him. Like, I don't know that I would ever bring up like personal interactions, so that part I don't get. But if I was older and like using Twitter and like a friend said something, I'd be like, oh yeah, friend, I also do the thing. Like, I get that. Because like Phil basically has a permanent invite onto Sitch and Adam, and he's always on Timcast. Like, I don't think he's like farming to get noticed so that he can get on other people's show. Like, it doesn't strike me like that, like, ever. Now, could he be? Sure.
A lot of people do not do it to actually get attention in terms of propelling themselves. They just like causing drama and they just enjoy it.
I see what you're saying. Just shit,
Yeah,
just
that's-
straight up
that's-
shit stir,
well,
not even shit stir
yes,
with a
that's-
motive.
That's all the
Just-
people Destiny talks to are shitsters. Everybody in his life,
Every
including
single
the
one.
person he's married to.
Thoughts on Spoon v Thinkers? No direct thoughts about his
Spoon v.
appearance on Thinkers because we haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I guess we
but
could do that later side. That'd be fun.
yeah, we do not like monarchies here, so there is that.
I actually think they're pretty cool.
I mean,
A completely bad form of governance, but like I like the idea.
No, I like republics. Period. That's the one.
Period.
That's the one way. That's the one
Period.
way.
Yeah, monarchy's not good if you want to be ruled by somebody, and I don't know people that like to be, because I know I don't like to be ruled by people, but there are people out there that like monarchies.
this wouldn't. Yeah, you're right. This Twitter situation would not have happened under a monarchy. That is true. I'm not a fan of yours, Destiny. I was being polite to you, and I'm gonna guess this meant to say can't. And I'm on Timcast regularly. I promise, if I passed you on the street, I would not notice. So now we're stirring some shit. When you go on and someone wrote a wall about you, you're getting the big spoon and you're dipping deep. Holy fuck, you're 10 times worse than I thought you were.
Dude, you're
Rollo
really-
Tomasi, you could have asked. Rollo is still on the internet? I thought Brittany Venti got
He's-
rid of him.
He's just old man yelling at Cloud. He's even older than
The older man yelling at older Cloud. Okay, so now I gotta find where is this the? No, this is the wild one. Now we got to go back to Phil. I'm socially awkward. Yeah, we could tell. Oh no, I think it's on Destiny's. Okay, here we go. So here is the green room, quote unquote. So you remember the honey bucket I was describing to you? I lied. It is not green honey bucket. It is not tiny area where you go to be away from people. It's open concept living room, kitchen, dining room with billiard table that happens to be below the recording studio.
Yeah, this is where all the people hang out before they go on to Tim.
I was literally picturing like a dressing room, like a small.
Yeah,
room.
I
No, this is-
also-
no, this is just his living room.
Yeah.
This is where the guests stay before.
I
the
also
show. This is
pictured
the
like
living
an
room.
actual like, oh, we've just got this den or like an extra bedroom next to the studio if you want to wait in there and like set your stuff down, and that Phil like went in and was like, hey, it's nice to meet you. But this is where he was. I've had Cheaton ads since the beginning. Veritex, they're forever.
All right. So this is the green room at Timcast. Over there's the bar.
Yep.
You know, you got the pool
Sweet
table.
bar.
Everyone kind of comes in and we hang out
Drop ceiling.
and we talk and chit chat and stuff before we go upstairs into the studio.
Nice
This is
guitar
where
for
Stephen was.
That's the chicken guitar. Look. It's a 12 string. Those chickens get to hear Tim on a 12 string. Wild.
Into the studio. This is where Stephen was sitting. This is not a dressing room where you can expect privacy.
It's so weird to me that it's like this is where he's sitting, and he took like the video to says like, here's, hey guys, this is why Destiny's being crazy. It's like he was sitting right here in the green room. I'm here right now, by the way. It's like that. I find the video really weird.
I like the video because the video gives me the visual. Because like I said, up
I
until now,
already knew what it was actually. That's why I was like,
because
I
I
didn't know
didn't
too.
know that it was literally like the bar hang like
yeah,
when
no,
there's a
it's
pool
just his
table and a
house. It's just his
bar.
house.
It's like, come on, dude, you're at the compound and you're sitting on the couch in the corner. Like, just admit, like, oh yeah, I was busy on my phone. That's how hard is that to do? Just be like, oh yeah, I was busy on my phone. Sorry. I mean, I probably wouldn't apologize because like you've got an obvious reason and you weren't mean. You just weren't the friendliest. You can just be like, oh yeah, cool. Hey, nice to meet you. Move on with your day. But
Do you
like
think Destiny
this
has
is
good relationships with
wild.
older people.
Also,
Do you know any of this?
why does he have a leather version of the Fraser recliner? I do like this pop-up table. That's kind of a cool look too. So this is like a bathroom with 6 urinals. Destiny was in the corner one, and Phil came up with the right one next to him and says hi. Yeah, that's how it sounded when Destiny was describing it. It would violate his narcissism to not agree with him, I'm sure. To me, it's gotta, like, listening to you, Serranos, it's gotta have some of the generational into it. But I really do think that there was an aggravating tweet, like something that came just before all this that led to, this is the last straw today, something like that. Because this, like, especially, like, I like the video because I like to see what it looks like and actually see where it was. But it is tone. He's like, bro, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, he is definitely pushing buttons now. He's like, you don't come into the bar room. And I just happen to agree. I'm like, if you're sitting there, there's no way you sit in a room that's the entire length of a house and you're like, oh yeah, no one will ask me a question while I sit here on the couch. You're a regular on our show. Why would you tweet something like that on purpose unless it's entirely contrived and we are all being played? I don't know. I still think the first tweet was so minor. It was just a boomer tweet about like, oh, someone was mean. Bro, I shook your hand and said hi. What do you want from me, lol? Oh, I'm not a DM leaker, but this is so familiar to me. This conversation here. If someone is sitting on the couch working on something in a room where they are preparing to go on a show, it is considered a green room. They don't actually have to be green to walk up to someone sitting on a couch and preparing for a show and then expecting them to have full conversation with you is unbelievably entitled. Wait, I mean, he's been stirring shit and he still hasn't said you owe me a full conversation. I haven't seen that one. Has anyone else seen that one?
No.
No.
Yeah. It's so funny.
You weren't friendly. This is an act of war.
I wish I was there for that. I probably would have tried to rub your shoulders. Thank you, Ian. Ian the bridge builder. If I can learn to type. Anyway. This has to be it, right? Like, unless Phil is now like shit posting on it, because I saw the
I think that was it.
Let's see what Destiny says here.
Hey, I'm Phil Lamont. What's up? Do you want to talk to me? Hey.
This is Destiny's response
stupid.
on stream about this back and forth. It really feels like this was a lot more than just a guy thought I was rude. How many people even saw the original tweet before this blew up? Because, like, obviously, we're at 475 right now, but, like, was it that crazy? Like, I wonder. I wonder if all of this started to blow up only because Destiny kept responding to it.
I don't know.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Oh, man. That's funny. Oh, I don't follow Timcast. Let me follow them. What's the difference between Timcast and Timcast News? I'm not following
I
the
have
news
no
channel.
idea
I just
what that
want
is.
to hear from the pool's mouth. Follow Phil. I need to follow Ian. Why don't I follow Ian? Where are you at? I'm not going to subscribe to you, Ian. Just following you.
I mean, you should. He's a pretty cool guy.
What does the subscribe even get you?
Oh, it just means you're able to
You get to
pay
give
them.
them money,
Yeah.
of course. What better thing can you do?
I see. I just don't know what I get on Twitter because, like, people that like Twitter is just a big melting shit stir pot.
You give them
apparently.
money. That's what you get.
Look at that build. Once this gym's done, we're switching over to a workout
stream.
channel. Every morning you're gonna get my gym shorts, and then you can smell them.
They'll be for sale.
Phil
like a
then
new
out of
bet.
nowhere implied Destiny was rude in a thread already criticizing him, and then backtracked to it was unfriendly when the implication was pretty obvious since it was. The first one was Destiny's the only person that was a guest on Timcast that was not polite and friendly when I met him. Didn't even say him, actually. It said them. Come on, Phil. Phil out of nowhere implied. It's, again, Guy says, Destiny says something wildly untrue. Why are you throwing center-right conservatives under the bus and framing them as haters? Phil's like, because, when I met him, he was also impolite and not friendly. That just isn't a... Like, now, Jab, you're also much younger than me. And we're both much younger than Phil. But it's just not a thing where I look at that and I'm like, he's insulted me! Like, it doesn't draw the ire at all. He's got a lot of followers, so pretty crazy. How many does Ian have? 113,000! Good for you. Good for you, Ian.
We love you, Ian.
Ian! Oh, I want to talk to Ian. His election debate wasn't exactly fun. I wanted so much more.
We expected more from you, Ian.
Nah, I almost want that. Like, you can't have that conversation with Destiny. You can't talk to Destiny about like how you think voting should go on like a technical level, on like a new wave level, on a are we ready to have more direct democratic input on the local level? Like you can't have that conversation with a guy who's spent the past I don't know, however long studying the craziest conspiracies ever. Like that conversation's not going to happen well. So I want Ian Crossland doing his voting desires in a more enjoyable. Like just go on with Lex Friedman. Have him talk to Ian about it. And we can get the
sounds like you did a great job on Timcast.
we get the NPR. So Ian, what you're saying is that you would like there to be a revolution of sorts. Can you tell me about that? Like I love Lex. Again, a thread criticizing him. Why that one, though? Why doesn't he retweet Adam and say, I hate you too, or something? As like, why is it that Phil gets called out here? Why does that?
He has something against Phil, I guess.
Fuck you, Phil.
He doesn't know who Phil is, though.
I don't know. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he does have something against Phil.
Maybe it is all just a big setup. Maybe they're just acting.
Maybe they're setting up for
maybe
they're gonna have their own boxing event. They're not gonna box.
There you go.
Destiny would lose.
Dude, break him. You get 3 minutes to do whatever you want, and then I start. That was the Sneeko fight. Anybody else watch that?
Oh, you mean
No.
spar?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it was fun. They had a little challenge. It was like Sneeko got 3 minutes of uninterrupted, and all the guy could do was like move.
Immediately.
Yeah, he didn't fall down. Like
No,
it's
he
impressive.
surrendered.
Yeah, bro, that guy had him like easily had 50 pounds on him. It was not even a chance.
Yeah.
Classic tactic: hit someone in the face, then fall back and act like you didn't do anything. Technique. Someone named Ford Nuance says 40 Nuance loves how stoic their husband is. I bet he would make Phil cry too. That can't be it. That would mean I said something that made sense. MySpace wasn't this bad? No, MySpace was this bad, but only with the people that you interacted with in person, right? Like there were I watched some friends fall apart with those top fives. Like those ruined friendships.
Top 5 friends.
Yeah, because you had
yeah,
a special box. The top, it was either you could set it to like top 4 or top 8, I think, if you knew how to like, because you could also script your MySpace pages. That was the best part. You would go to some pages and your mouse would like transform into a glitter wand and it would like make sparkly noises that moved around. You're like, what the hell did you do? But yeah, you would have like, these are the number 1 friends in my life. And if you left that friend circle, oof, we all knew something went down.
The MySpace.
The context it was set in gives more credence to the idea there was a negative interaction that Phil probably held on to because he was hurt. Yeah, but you again, Jab, you got to take it from old guy who's toured forever, who now has this sort of steady gig that he just goes on to Timcast to hang out with his buddies, and apparently, in his words, this is the only one that was not friendly. That everyone else was like, "Hey, man, it's good to meet you, Phil," or like, "Hey, how you doing?" Or, just something more than "Hey," and then like whatever happened was enough that Phil was like, "That was weird," like that. It's enough, right?
Maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but if I'm on my phone and somebody walks into the room, I'm willing to like stop what I'm doing on it and pay attention to that person. It's maybe it's just courtesy or whatever, but oh well, maybe not you, but I would set it down, and if the person wants to, if they want to interact, then I'm going to interact with them and be courteous.
I agree, Pop.
Maybe he could have done that.
Maybe you could have tried.
No, you're expecting too much from Destiny.
Here's what I've learned to do, because there are times when I am on my phone because I just got an email from a lawyer, I've got a business thing that just came up, or I really need to figure this thing out so I can move forward with the project. And someone will come in and even maybe come in and start talking to me, and you have to like say, "Give me a minute, let me finish this," or "I'm on my phone," right? Like, you have to let somebody know that when you're on your phone, you're doing something that you need. You acknowledge them, but you also are like, "I got to finish this. Like, I got to do this." Yep, right?
100%.
And I think the fact that Pop, you're able to say that, Jab, this is what I'm talking about. It's a complete, like, you don't understand how big the gap is in thought process from Pop to Bunger. Like, it's wild when you get down to like how things actually work out. And thanks to the internet, you typically don't have to interact with people who are outside of that realm, except maybe your parents. And it's like, it's my dad, or my mom just, she gets mad at me when I do that. But it is an entire generational thought process of acknowledgement, eye contact, all of these kind of things that come out. And if that doesn't happen, it was so drilled into that generation that it is a rudeness. It is a discourtesy. Like, Phil could have said, yeah, he was rude. He didn't even look up from his phone when we came in the room. Like, he could have said that, and that would have been equally justified, I think, in the minds of someone that, in that era. Watch if you want Destiny's less unhinged breakdown. Oh, thank you. We can do that. You have times when you're doing something on your phone or computer, heck, watching reruns of MacGyver, and wife comes in the room and tells me stuff. I'm oblivious to her before there until she nudges you. If you see someone on your phone, don't ask them the question immediately that you need to ask them. Ask them, "Do you got a minute?" Like, it is a courtesy that you need to extend.
Yes.
I won't click my notify. This is probably just Vankman. Yep. Thank you, Fansite, for always being on top of those. Boom. Skip.
Adam tweets out.
Oh, good. It's only 11 minutes. This won't take much.
Conservatives will hate you just as much if you're center left or far left. Destiny. This seems wildly untrue. Sure, it's true for many hyper-partisan conservatives, but why would you want to throw center-right conservatives under the bus by framing them as insane haters? To be fair, you guys called like Obama socialist forever. Okay, not you guys. I don't think he's a conservative, but just saying. Sorry, but regardless, this is already a dumb tweet himself. But whatever.
That's why he didn't go for Adam. He's just like, it's just a dumb tweet. This one gets just a dumb tweet. That one does.
What about Felabante? But that
Destiny
bastard.
is the only.
How does that conversation not warrant it, Jab? Why not? When someone says, this guy said something mean, you can be like, yeah, he was like rude to me. Like, that is perfectly natural place for that part of the conversation to go. What are you talking about? got Phil
Interesting
in his
and-
fifis that he brought it up in a conversation that didn't warrant it. A conversation where someone said, like, if someone says, Lofty is unhinged and he's going crazy about AI art, and I comment, yeah, when I said that artists need to learn, or when I agreed that artists need to learn AI or get fired, like, we had an hour-long, like, fight about it. Like, that would be a perfectly natural thing to bring up into a conversation where someone brings up someone else saying a quote that's sort of, like, in that direction. I don't know why it's not warranted. What, are we supposed to all be polite and nice all the time online? Like, that's not how it
No,
works.
just to Destiny.
Obama said he himself was a socialist. Doesn't mean the same thing when you claim it in the U.S. Yeah, I believe the socialist ideals is the way it's always phrased. Oh, we need some socialist policies. Not that we should be socialist.
Well, no, because it's a scary word that gets people to not vote for them. That's why they don't say it that way.
Exactly. You gotta word it right. You can't go full Bernie on it. Continuing.
Only person that was a guest on Timcast that was not polite and friendly when I met them. Now, that's an interesting thing to say, because every single time, All That Remains is a good band and Phil's a good guy. Listen, good for him if he does music. I was gonna. I looked at some of his band stuff. It seems like cool. I support his music. Okay, I'm not. I separate the art and the artist. It seems like cool music. That's fine. I have no problem with anything that they do as musicians. I don't even have a problem with Tim Pool's music. But I showed up. I'm always polite to everybody.
Bullshit. Everybody has problems with Tim Pool's music.
That's a nice song.
Destiny just
Tim.
said he didn't have a problem with it. Are you gonna take him against his word?
I am. I'm gonna take him directly against his word, because now I can't trust anything he says. Blair White has a huge hog. What?
Where'd that come from?
Why would you say that, Lucifer? And I
Lucifer
don't
thinks
think
about it a lot.
I don't think you get to keep that when you take other hormones. I think that goes away. Brandon. Oh, what? That's not in my Lent.
On these sets,
Cool.
behind the scenes, pre-show, post-show, all hang out in chat.
This is the best right here. Look at this commenter. Autism equals not polite. Someone who gets it.
You know, fuck it. I think Destiny's in the wrong here because that guy specifically.
Clearly. Nick Starman. Way to go, Nick. What in the what? Brandon's lost. It's okay, buddy.
He's a loss
So,
without it.
I don't understand.
Also, why is he on light mode? Why is he burning monitors like this? Why would you do that? Monsters.
When he says, I wasn't polite and friendly, who was this person? I was so curious who this person was. So then,
So, do you think that was the response that led to Lamau, I don't even know who you are? Like, that
I think
first
this is
response.
after, right?
What?
Didn't he already respond? Was this after him?
This
streaming it?
stream is, but he's saying what he said. So let me pull up his reply. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Dang it. Now I can't find it as quickly. Phil Labont. I love, too, that he has changed from Commander Phil to Phil Labont Talent Terrorist. Now he's owning it. Now he's like, yep. All right, sure. We can have fun. Where was it? Was it this one?
But did you hear about how he was killing Tim Pool's talent?
Adam's tweet was political criticism. What does that have to do with him being impolite in a single, from Phil's perspective, small social interaction? Adam's tweet was about Destiny's rhetoric regarding conservatives and being openly derisive to the anyone who would label themselves
By
as
Destiny just
conservative
acknowledges that as true.
and throwing them all in the same bucket. That first tweet is saying, Destiny, you shitbag, you think an entire group of people have one singular belief.
Yeah,
How
it's
can
true
you be
though.
such an asswipe? That first one, saying that he's framing them as insane haters and being hyper partisan, like, that is not a, oh, he's just some political criticism. No, Jab, that's not just political criticism. And then when Destiny is on a right wing, well, yeah, because Tim now has said he's right, isn't he? When he's on a more libertarian, Timcast oriented podcast, says, yeah, Andy's mean in person. So he's not just spewing the rhetoric of conservatives bad on the internet, he's also rude in person to them. That is literally what it is. It's still political. I don't see your connection from A to B. Do you see how Phil Labonte in a Timcast location would not be considered a conservative? And that the idea that someone who thinks conservatives are one way would not also bring that into their individual reactions and interactions. Does that not equate to you? Are you so segmented, so containerized in your brain that you're like, only political thing, only interaction thing of personal? No, they blend together. Your thoughts about what somebody will do or what they are moves from point A to point B. And here we go. So,
Who was this person? I was so curious who this person was.
that was his thought before he posted, Lamau, what? Have I ever met you before? What's going on, Brandon?
Destiny is bitch made. Tim Pool is bitch made. The hell, they're all just bitch made. There you go. There's the answer.
That's
This
not a
doesn't even
satisfactory
involve Tim. That's the
conclusion.
funniest part. You're just like, I hate Tim. I want to go skateboarding with Tim and meet his chickens.
I watched Tim Pool well before the 2020 stuff, and even back then,
I watched Tim Pool before you even had anybody watch him.
Yeah.
I watched him when
I've
he
watched
was
him
just
for a very
guy.
long time.
Yeah, I just watched him when he was a guy that left.
The guy with a guitar.
right.
Yeah, he's got quirks to him, and the way his speech pattern work also drives me crazy. But that's just him on that level. But I typed in that he is a leaf. He himself will even admit it. He's about as milk toast, at least in his mind, middle of the road type person as ever existed. Because whatever. But because of just how far that Overton window has shifted, it makes even some people who were pretty rabid leftists, because he was partial to the Takeover Wall Street group right back towards the
Yeah,
the
that
end
was
of
how he started with
Oboza's first term.
Occupy.
Yeah, he was more in line with them than with anything, and
He was on Vice at the time, I think.
yeah, he also worked for Vice, and yeah, he was pretty left wing rabid, but unlike some others that suffer from the mental illness, he at least didn't swallow all the Kool-Aid. He at least was able to keep some semblance now and then. But I stopped watching him a few years ago, and I'm better for it. But
Yeah.
for Destiny to go and say that Destiny is just bitch made, there's really no other reasonably nice term that I can use to describe him.
Do you have any other terms to describe these people? Because you said bitchmate 4 times now.
Bitch made. Well, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to
I'm trying to be good by calling them bitches.
Exactly. I could go completely.
Tim isn't even in the middle of this. That's, again, the best part. This is Phil Labonte, lead singer of All That Remains, who's on Timcast all the time.
Who?
Was saying that Destiny was
Person we're talking about. He's the person here.
impolite. And you're like, yeah, Tim
Oh.
Pool sucks. I'm like, okay. Tim Pool, I
Interesting.
want to go on and I want to skate with you and I want to play guitar together. We can
Ignore
we
the
can
fact
jam.
that Brandon hates you. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to come on.
Well,
Well, I
Well,
don't
the fact
hate.
is-
I just don't watch.
Blaine can't play guitar.
What?
You just said that Tim Pool is bitch made. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's
because
a
when it
hateful
goes to his
statement.
political stuff, he is bitch made. It really, even he would probably come out and admit it because he has been all over the place on
I
some
don't think
things.
he really
And as
has.
I said,
I'm pretty sure he has his own views and he's continually just drifted rightwards.
well, I don't know if he would consider that he himself has drifted rightwards.
Oh, he definitely
He probably,
does.
he
yeah.
I think
probably,
he
well,
openly
on guns
said
he
he's
has.
right now.
That's
Yeah.
about the only thing he really truly has done. Otherwise, most everything else with him has always been primarily, leftist, left leaning. He'll probably call it left leaning
When was the last time you were
libertarianism.
watching him?
But no, I'm ambivalent toward him, but he's still
Yeah.
bitch made in some of his political ideas. So, but
Do
that's just
you know one that you think he's bitch made on?
Oh, recently it's kind of hard because I haven't listened for a while. I know that
Yeah, like what was the last
he
thing you
stopped
saw
being
from him?
bitch made on guns. He did finally realize the value of not only exercising but using your Second Amendment rights. He's been fairly decent on the free speech stuff. He's probably not too far off on the Civil War, although he's been talking about that now for almost
meme now.
8 years. Oh yeah, it's meme worthy, although it's not necessarily
Tim
maybe
Pool,
too
are
far
we
off
there
now.
yet?
But
Are we there yet?
How we
But,
there yet?
maybe it's just his vocal patterns that I can't stand. His voice does
Yeah,
great
that's
on
fair,
me a
I
bit, so
guess, but it's also not a criticism of actually anything he does.
he's still bitch made. I will die on that hill.
You
I mean-
really will. I mean,
Okay. I mean,
His form of
I don't think there's
content is
anything
just
that any
hysterical.
reasonable reason you would, but if you want to,
Oh, there was. See, it's been so long. If I was still listening to him, I probably could find something. But since it's been so
I
long,
think you could probably remember something if there was an actual reason.
maybe at one point, I know what was the reason I stopped listening to him. Oh, that's right. It was the voice. As I said, his voice, vocal patterns, and he has a way of repeating himself in his scripted videos. His.
I think all of those are the same thing, actually.
They probably are, but it's one thing to repeat a point. It's another thing to repeat it 10 times in this with a similar speech pattern, just maybe with a slightly different pitch to it. So, yeah. I did watch his IRL show when Tara Warwick went on there, because I've been listening to Styx X and Hammer for way longer. Even we're going back into before the Orange Man was bad days. And it's been interesting to watch his change. Now, that is one person that has changed on some things, but the things that he's changed on have been, I would say, less overt compared to Tim Pool. So I know he likes him, and he hung out with the dude and gave him a bunch of biltong. But you can't. That's nice that he's able to. It's nice that he's able to make the type of money to be able to do what he wants to do, to be able to build this nice looking studio that we're seeing the tour of.
yeah, it's
and-
fantastic.
That's a credit to. That's a credit to him and a credit to his team, which of course has changed over time, but it's still a credit to him.
That skate park's gonna be
That's
so
a
cool.
beautiful, beautiful compound.
I can't wait.
I will say
Can't
this:
wait.
he is getting a bit too old to be doing the skateboarding shit. That stuff gets hard on your body.
Are you kidding?
Just ask
Tony
Tony
Hawk's
Hawk.
still going
Is it
at it.
really good for you because you keep doing stuff and you keep being
The
alive?
mobility's good, but it's hard. It's definitely going to be hard on the knees, and it's going to be hard on the ankles. And if he has any type of deficiency in his bone structure, he'll suffer because of it.
Tim's got a deficiency in his bone structure. You heard it here first.
Just make a short out of that.
Yeah.
Tony
Well, I
Hawk's
said
55.
if. I don't know. I'm not his doctor.
Tony Hawk's 55, still rocking it. Rodney Mullen, though, at 57. Hell yeah,
Gemini,
Rod.
I see what you
You
did
can't
there.
keep doing this to yourself, Tim. You're
I know,
destroying
they're
your
not
body.
competing. They're just doing it as a hobby, right?
I don't know. I've seen Tony still pull out some like 540s from time to time. Like he
Yeah.
still gets on it.
Well, he still does. He just if I remember correctly, there was a trick or two that he has retired because it is so hard on his body to do.
That sounds
Yeah,
pretty
probably
reasonable,
stairs.
honestly.
That's right. We're going to go to the stairs. Why? Because it's the hard thing to do.
Every time, like, there's a point at which when you're like young and you're like, yeah, I did it, I pulled it off. But like at the end of the day, you're just jumping up or down stairs. But at the same time,
That's
it's
just
like
how it is.
you
That's
are
how it always is.
you've got the most chances of losing a left nut like doing a stair. Like
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna lose it. So it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore.
And
I've got plenty of proof that I'm the best. I don't need to keep doing it.
yeah, that's true. You know, there's for certain things there is a point where you do hit where it's like, oh, okay, I don't need to prove it again. But I do see a comment here from Lucifer the Doberman. He was a leftist until he got rich. Yes, and there's a lot of people that are like that, and some of them it takes you got to hammer it into them a little harder. But when it came to once he finally started getting the money and he started actually making money, real money, 6-7 figure type stuff, and you start seeing where all your money actually goes. Yeah, unless you're an absolute raving madman or in Hollywood, then yeah, you start having problems with a lot of that line of thinking.
I don't think it's that confused. Like, I don't even think it's the leftist till he got rich. I think it's you're like, look at the Occupy movement. This idea that bigwigs on Wall Street are controlling things in such a way that makes it hard for the little guy.
Yeah.
And then you're doing news, and then you lose your job advice, and you start to see how backroom dealings work in the media, and you're like, wait a minute, the media tells people things, and then it like tells them what to do, and you're like, okay, and then you keep following that same nugget of the idea that there's a group of people that can do something that will affect you, and you just are eventually led to the government. It's like, okay, well, which things are more restrictive and which things are less restrictive? And with the way that our government is set up, the Conservative Party's goal is to not do anything, and the Progressive Left Party's goal is to move and add more stuff. And so the side that's moving and adding more stuff is going to immediately be in the crosshairs of someone who's like, wait, I don't like all the change that's like causing new problems, right? And so it makes perfect sense. With or without money, I think Tim would have eventually moved this way anyway. I think that just it makes very simple sense from where he originally was thinking.
Yeah, that's definitely
look at
definitely
Hassan.
logical.
Look
And most
look at
people,
plenty of people who make a ton of money
Mhm.
and stay commie, right? Like it's
oh
not,
yeah,
it's-
like Piker Hassan, that little
yeah,
bastard.
it's not the money that like makes some like paying taxes doesn't make somebody do it. It's wondering what, why, where, right?
Yeah, that for some people that's true.
Phil a bitch. Jab. You can't. You're gonna die on Destiny Hill. Be careful.
Gonna
Fight the
die
good fight,
on
buddy.
Destiny Hill.
His name goes well with
Is
it.
there a manatee on that?
Destiny's
hill?
not gonna let you on a show job.
Well, I've got some anime to watch. I've been behind because I've been way busier with my day job stuff than I care to admit. But I finally got it calmed down.
Nice.
I'm halfway through Record of Lodoss War, but that's been delayed for a
Okay.
few weeks.
Good
I
shit.
gotta
the,
watch.
The episodes have been delayed that you were gonna watch, or you just
Well,
good delay, bad.
I was
delay?
going to have
You okay?
Mags on tomorrow, but her day job has overtaken her life.
Oh, annoying.
Because she's in finance, or she deals with
She deals with money.
accounting, and I guess
Like Glazeman of it.
yeah. From what she told me, she's been saddled with stuff that it's not it'd be nice to be done by Monday, it has to be done by Monday type thing, and so we're going to reschedule that with her. So I'm working on a surprise guest, but
Ooh.
because of that, I got halfway through Lodoss. I'm halfway through Lodoss. I really like it, but I do think looking at it now, it does feel like to be a little more of a product of its time versus more of a timeless classic in a lot of ways. And it's just maybe I'm just tired or so used to seeing more modern fantasy type stuff that it's just maybe a little harder to fully grasp.
Yeah, there's
That
a
could-
lot.
That could, no, go
Oh,
ahead. Blaine.
No,
No.
Pop. You've watched more of the classic stuff recently.
I did. I actually did watch Record of Lodos quite recently, and I think it was rushed. Personally, like it only gives you 13 episodes, and there was so much more they could have done. But it sure seems they really condensed a lot of stuff into these episodes just to fill it out. But it was based on the novels that the fellow had written about the D&D games they had, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I know what you're talking about, Brandon. With it, it's not like modern because it's not, and it's
No, it's not.
you know it was good when it came out, and I think it still holds up. You know, yeah, maybe the pacing.
Oh, it's still really good.
You know,
But as I said, I'm watching
Is it
Frey
certain
Ring, it's-
animation scenes where something doesn't move and you're like, man,
No,
really
that's-
static image.
That's
Like,
standard fare for anime at the time.
Mhm.
That part doesn't
But is
bother
it? It's
me.
not that that's throwing you off because I found that
No.
a couple times in going back to like Slayers or some of those other things. You're like, wow, this is a really still image I'm looking at. Like,
Well, they were even doing that as with the TV show of Golgo 13. There was a ton of still images that were used for 5-10 seconds at a time to convey motion.
yeah,
So
the ones that are trying to show you something's moving are the more annoying ones.
yeah, exactly. It's I don't know. I guess I need to get some sleep. I haven't slept very much in the past few days myself to really sit down and ponder on Record of
Brain,
Lotus
no,
War.
have refill. Okay, go refill your brain.
Yeah, I got to refill the brain, but
That's sweet. It's important.
I do need to get caught up on everything else. Let's see, 3, 2. Most things I'm behind 3 episodes on right now.
Well, if you go to bed now, you can wake up an hour earlier and you can watch more anime.
Yeah, I guess I could. Do that. I do need to do that.
Yeah,
But I also need to
sleep
watch.
first, then anime.
Yes.
I got to watch Visions of Escaflowne
Yeah.
before the 29th.
Oh,
For the
shit.
29th, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're gonna like that one?
I have no idea. I got invited onto a show with by Dermy Wormy. Holy shit, there are 26 episodes. I'm screwed.
Yeah, I was
There-
going to say, you don't got
It's
time.
okay. You can make it.
Just watch the movie.
Just
Yeah.
watch the just which one?
Whichever one that
recap
condenses
one.
it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
the recap. Just whatever condenses it down.
Just
I'm
watch
looking at it.
and say you forgot.
There's Escaflowne, a girl in Gaia, or Gaia, or Gay,
Yeah.
Gaia. That must be it. That must be the movie because everything else is manga.
The one that
Or
came out in
adaptation.
2000.
Okay,
Yeah,
there it is
that's
right
right.
there. 1 hour, 37 minutes. Let's see.
It box officed almost 100,000 in a limited U.S. theatrical release in 2000.
Wow. Back then, that's impressive.
So it's not cheating.
Yeah.
It's just a shortcut.
Yeah.
Or no, you're right. It's not cheating. What's the other term? Not a shortcut, but not cheating. What else could it be? What's the little for the,
Like
they do these
Colt
for
notes?
the they do these for the big long
Min-maxing.
books where you don't if you don't want to have to read the whole book, but you
footnotes?
get
Oh, like Reader's Digest does. Yeah, yeah.
yeah
Cliff notes.
yes, a Cliff Notes version of the book that's condensed down, 500-page book condensed down to 20, 30 pages or something like that. Okay.
I just turned the audiobook to 2 times speed.
Or it's abridged.
Or abridged. There we go. Oh, that explains why why so many things are missing from Hellsing Ultimate because they're doing it abridged.
It's a bridge.
Hey.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're going to send everyone home early and shut down the shop? Shut it down!
Do it.
Some days you just have to do that.
Be back
just
when you get
have to.
home. All right, have fun. Have fun shutting down the shop. I feel like you do like some kind of blue collar fabrication. What are you still doing at 8:30 at night? It seems wildly out of a standard work hour.
Must have
Extra
an
long
afternoon
weekend.
shift.
It depends.
Oh yeah, it could be some contract they gotta get through.
Yeah.
That can be. Well. stay
Awesome
safe,
possum.
Lucy. Get some sleep, Brandon. You've earned it.
Yeah, I think I have earned it, especially with all the bullshit I had to deal with. Oh wait, I'm trying to be better with my words. Yes, with all the bitch made stuff I had to deal with. Yes,
Mhm.
I deserve the sleep.
I need to see what your hierarchy of words are. Apparently,
Well, for the longest time there, I tried not to use the F word, but old habits die hard.
building a hospital. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Ooh.
With you got your big crane out there building that big old hospital.
So,
Have
so
a
yeah,
buzzer. I don't actually think I don't think I have a sensor buzzer on my.
yeah, I'm not seeing it on the, or there's no soundboard thing built into this, and I have mine turned off. I did have a sensor.
There you go.
Yeah,
There. There's
exactly.
Brandon.
Farting soundboard. What are we? 7? Yes, we are. We are
I was gonna
7.
say, I think you found that humorous. I'm not sure you should be talking.
Of course it's humorous. Okay. One last thing. I did see earlier in the week, someone on Twitter had reposted a interview that was done with Leslie Nielsen in one of the last few years before he died. And the first thing that he does when the interviewer is trying to interview him is he starts using the fart machine to make jokes out of it. Oh, only that man could pull off something like that, make it so damn funny, and absolutely, instead of the other guy being so pissed at him for being uncouth, he was like, "Yeah, I'll just roll with it. This is funny. It's Leslie Nielsen. What do we expect?" And it's so weird seeing Leslie Nielsen like that, because if you look at his earlier works in film, he was a very serious deadpan actor.
Yes, he was.
He was serious.
Forbidden Planet.
Yep, Forbidden Planet. He was almost cast opposite of in Ben-Hur, opposite of
Tony Curtis.
no, damn it, he was going to play the Roman. They had in the DVD release of the film, they have a take of him playing that opposite. Oh crap! Who played Ben-Hur? Damn it! I can see him, and a former NRA head. Try from my cold dead. Charlton Heston. Yes. Damn it! Now I really am tired. If I can't remember Charlton Heston's name, I've got a real problem. I'm tired. But they
I would
had
have guessed it if you said Moses. I would have been right there.
Moses. But yeah, they had him play opposite of Moses in that role, and I'm surprised he didn't get it. And the other dude was fine, but man, he would have been perfect for that too. But the police squad comes rolling around, and his career gets resurrected as a
Airplane.
That and Airplane, and oh man. There is nobody else like him.
This look back on the decades is brought to you by Anime Titties.
When in need, just ask for the big O pie. Because you can never go wrong.
Go to bed.
We've got your size.
Go to bed.
Good night, everybody. We'll catch you in the morning.
Hey, Brandon.
Love you,
Yeah,
buddy.
take care. We'll see you.
I forgot he was trying to sleep.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, oh, this. Oh, but the thing is like, oh, okay, you're fading, bro. Like, you're okay. You can go to
All
sleep.
right, what were we talking about right before he joined? Was it Destiny?
Yeah, we were in Destiny Land before he joined.
Like a Stardew
Land now.
Stardew Valley.
We're gonna finish this one real quick, and then we're gonna do the thinkers doing a think. I gotta change this though. Oops, wrong one. You gotta click this, and then you gotta click it again. Super annoying.
So then, I gave him the old WHO. Limeo. What? Have I ever met you before? I've been friendly with literally every single person I've met off that show in person. I've shot hoops with people who were on the show, and I even did a spontaneous show with another guy. His name is Coughlin, I think. While I went on,
I remember his name is Seamus.
Skate rink and basketball and blah blah. I'm pretty sure.
Who looks at Seamus and sells Samus? It's Seamus.
But there's no
Seamus and
H
his
in there.
shillelagh. A Seamus shillelagh.
Yeah, but there's no H.
It's in your
No
heart.
H blame.
That's how it's pronounced there.
There's an H right there.
Seamus.
Seamus Coughlin.
Seamus colon.
Seamus Coughlin.
No, you're taking the H
I-
from
like,
Coughlin. You can't keep it there. You don't get two. That's not piracy. It's
Yeah,
stealing.
and then the G backs up and it turns into an F.
Colon.
Coughlin.
So much stuff with these people here. I would have no idea if anybody in the Timble area would have like a negative opinion of me. That's so, yeah, I'm so curious. And he says, listen, please, okay? I am being a diva right now. I am being a diva, okay? But understand, okay?
Yeah, a little bit big.
I am a diva.
Maybe.
I'm rich. My life is incredibly privileged. I am super grateful for all of that, okay? I appreciate all my blah, 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 okay? That being said, my job is pretty hard, okay? I do a lot of shit. I love it. I would rather do that.
Back when I first became owner of Mint Mobile,
Speaking of hard jobs, look at Ryan
the
Reynolds.
longest running customers
old.
Wasim Iknabi that I'd make it even
Yeah.
better. So how have I done
Congratulations.
so far? Well, it still works.
It's a nice square
It's
cut
carpet
shirt.
cleaning. It's hard in ways that are challenging and fun and fulfilling, but there's a lot of shit going on, and I've got a lot of stuff going on at all points in time. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, keep that in mind. Right. For an example, even when my audience like memes about me like vacationing and taking time off stream, right? For
Night,
an example,
Brandon.
on the second, okay, I flew out at like 8 p.m. at night to go to DC. At 9 a.m., I did a podcast with Jordan Peterson. That evening, I flew out to Vegas. On the 4th, I did the Iced Coffee Hour podcast.
Okay.
Then I flew out from the Iced Coffee Power podcast to Boston because that was an easy place to rent a car and drive to. The next day, Yale, which
Okay.
is about a 2.5-hour drive. At Yale, I did a 2-hour presentation, a 1-hour dinner afterwards, and photos. And then from Yale in Connecticut, I drove to Ithaca. And then from Ithaca,
okay.
that's about a 4.5-hour drive. Again, easier to drive than make the flights because there's smaller airports. And Ithaca, I did another event. And then from there, I flew to New York City because I wanted to have dinner with Pisco. And then I had another meeting with another off-stream person. And then on the 8th, there's a lot of... never mind. We'll see if anything comes on this side. I don't know if I can reveal what I talked about yet. On the 8th, I went to Ohio, and then I did my 3 to 4 days of canvassing, right? This is like a travel...
Destiny doesn't know how to say no to back air travel. No, actually. These are all wildly important things to do. The reason that Destiny is in the place that he is because he will go out and he will talk with people and he generates little bits in every audience that he goes to. So those first little bits, like the podcast, and then the iced coffee hour, the finance bros talking to him, which is, I think that's still hilarious. But those conversations put his face in front of other audiences that are huge and in a way that will bring more people to potentially listen or watch or see his clips, click them, watch them, do them. Not to mention that Yale and the Ohio canvassing thing, and I think there might have been one more thing in there. All of these speaking events are going to be covered travel, at least. And then, like Yale is probably close to, what is it? He used to take like 20K to do these kind of talking things, and then someone told him to start asking for triple digits and see what they come back with, because schools just get so much money. So I don't know what it is, but I know it's more than 20K to go talk at a school when you're Destiny. So in a week, the guy makes more than probably all of us combined on this stream right now. So yeah, doesn't know how to say no to it. Also finished off for the year. Like if he were any normal person that was like, yeah, I've got enough for the year. Really, if we're gonna look at this diva moment, highfalutin, lots of travel. That's a lot of stress on the brain. That's a lot of mental, having to figure out what gate you're going to, having to go to this place, having to drive to this location. You don't know these streets. You got to figure it out. Like, there's a lot of stress involved with all that travel. I could see someone super stressed after all that travel be like, oh, man, who the fuck are you? Like, at the drop of any little hat. So that would be my guess.
But when I travel, it's like pretty densely packed with a whole bunch of different things going on at any point in time. And while I'm traveling, I also have to keep up with my emails, with my social media. I'm trying to read this book that I almost read. I'm trying to, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm juggling at every point in time. Now that's cool. I enjoy it. It's fun. But there's a lot going on at any point in time. Okay. There's a lot going on at any point in time. Destiny should have never given a long form response. Don't give a I will give a long response because I will explain, because you need to understand how stupid this guy's next statement is. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to remember. You weren't overtly rude or anything. You were on the couch in the green room. I came up, smiled, introduced myself, and put my hand out to shake your hand. You looked up from your phone and you said, "Oh, hi," and you shook my hand a little dismissively and looked back at your phone. I didn't say you insulted me, just that you weren't friendly, okay? When you work in, I don't know.
Oh no, it's the
Olympics,
green room description.
when you do shows, like as a musician, he should know this. If you're in theater, if you're an actor, if you are talent at any point in time, okay, you're familiar with something called a green room, okay? A green room means that this is the place where you can go right before and right after your shows. It's a place before.
Who is more entitled here, Phil or Destiny? Destiny first, Phil second. Because, like, Phil gets entitled. Like, that video's smug as fuck. Like, that is a bro. Like, that's a little bro video. But it definitely gets kicked off. Literally the Lamau. The Lamau that starts everything off is what takes this from, oh, yeah, you know, it just wasn't, you know, you weren't super nice, whatever, to now we're fighting. Like, that's all it is. You delete that Lamau, and you probably fix 90% of the issue.
For you to prepare, could be putting on makeup, costumes, outfits, could be to tune your instruments, to psychologically and mentally prepare. Okay, you're about to go onto a show, you're about to do a performance, whatever, and you're unencumbered and with by anybody that's not supposed to be there. The only people that go in a green room are crew, so people that are working at production, and not even all of them, and talent. That's it. Full stop. Okay? Afterwards,
Yeah, everyone's seen the room. How is he still saying this?
The chatter to get blowies.
Like, it clearly wasn't a green room. It was a living room.
No, it's still the green room. It doesn't have.
Tim probably calls it the green room,
Yeah,
but that's
it
a
doesn't
living
have
room.
to be a green room. It doesn't have to be green.
But you
That's
still
not what I
wouldn't sit
fucking
in
meant, and you
that
know it.
room and
No,
expect
I don't know
privacy.
you.
No, we're talking about like a private room is what he's referring to as a green room.
Yeah,
but we're
there's
talking
not other
about-
people allowed in there that aren't being on the show.
But Phil was
It's
in
a
there.
living room.
Yeah, he was actually on the show
No, he wasn't.
that day. Maybe that wasn't.
No, because Destiny was there for the culture war. He wasn't on that show.
Yeah.
Like again, it's a compound. Like I don't know if people understand compound either. Like everyone has full reign of that bar. Like that bar, I hear, has like a one shot out of it bottle of what is the Whistle Pig? Is it Whistle Pig? The one from there's a barbecue place that has like it's a $2,400 bottle of whiskey. Like, you think that even if my show's not next, I'm not at that bar? You are kidding yourself, okay? I'll make sure not to talk to Destiny, but like I'm gonna be in that place, playing pool and bar drinking.
all right? Afterwards, you go to a green room, maybe because after show you want to decompress. You want to sit, you want to chill, because you know that after you go out, you're going to have fans, you're going to do pictures, you're going to do, autographs, you're going to take videos, you're going to have a ton of people on your blah, blah, blah. Maybe after show you want to decompress a little bit. That's the purpose of a green room, okay? The fact that he came up to me in a green room, if he did, I don't remember this. He came up to me in a green room where I'm on my phone.
Don't even remember.
And if I'm on my phone, it means I could either be booking travel, I could be doing last-minute research, I could be coordinating any 1 billion number of things. I might not even have a hotel room for that. There's a billion things that could be going on. I could be working. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at a point I want to jerk off. The fact that he came up to me in a green room just to say hi, like a fan, and then because I am a polite person, I'm never going to totally blow someone off. I'm not that much of a diva yet. Maybe in 1 million subs I will. for him to come in, and I still said like, oh, hey, what's up? Shook his hand, and then I went back to what I was working on, was already above and beyond a politeness level that you could expect from me. If I walked up to somebody in a green room and I was like, hey, what's up? And I wasn't like talent working on that show about to go on with them, and they completely, totally blew me off, they'd be totally on their right to do so. It's a green room. This is not my place to say hi and shake hands and have a conversation. This is this place was created explicitly for this not to happen. That is
He's not going to get into what the room actually looks like here, is he?
Yeah.
Because that came after this, I'm betting. I want to hear him
super
explain
point
his response.
of
though.
a green room. Okay, it is the actual reason why it was created. The fact that he approached me here, I still.
Oh, yeah, also, Destiny is a woman's name. I don't know if we've discussed
it's
that
only
yet.
A bitch name at this
It is now a bitch name, too.
Shook his hand and said hi, and then he has the audacity to try to blow me up on Twitter and join some jerkwave. Oh yeah, he's the only person that was a guest on Timcast that wasn't playing for me. Kill yourself in a video game, in real life in the video game. This guy. Okay, so look, and this is what I'm frustrated with. I don't know if it's just
Look
like
at his hair. He's all tired. He's just like, it's okay, buddy. Take a nap. It's all right.
anti-fans or conservatives or people think I'm a diva. It could be all things. So like this guy in chat says, I don't know if many people agree with you, man. Dude literally just said hi, LOL. I don't think he was expecting a whole ass conversation. What do you mean? I said hi back. I shook his hand and I said hi back. And I was clearly busy with something. What was he expecting? What else am I supposed to do?
I don't think. Yes, he is gay. I don't think he's in the closet. I think he's openly gay.
He had a wife.
That triggers the fuck out of me.
He also talks about sucking dick, unironically, like not a joke.
That'd be bisexual, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sure, but they're in the LGBT. They're in the categories.
My God. Destiny, I was a touring drummer for 5+ years, and sometimes a fan whose friend with the bookers or venue would stop in quick to say hi, but it was always brief, and they knew not to expect much until after the show and were escorted by that person, and it would start with, I'm really sorry, but they're a huge fan, etc., and you say hi, like you did, thank you, and see you later. Yeah, maybe, says Mayo, and I'm not saying that you're not big, and you could have been bigger than me, I don't fucking know, but I'm saying that, like, I'm pretty sure that if you were to pull that shit on larger shows, I think you would get fired instantly. If you were working security and you brought a friend in to fangirl or fanboy over a band, it's like, oh my God, yo, this is my friend, can you say hi to him, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure you would.
All right, we're going into
anybody
overtime.
that owned the venue.
I think that someone has cast a level 10
dang
Endless
it.
Winter spell. What are you suggesting, Elf? Stan has been acting strange.
Knew that you were doing that when you were working at an event, they say, bro, you need to get the fuck out. The whole reason why security is avoid this type of stupid shit. And
Oh, yes.
Not to say, by the way,
The meds are working. I can keep up.
It does happen. And by the way, also, let me be super ultra clear, okay? Because I'm an exceedingly nice and polite person, okay? I'm not even that strict about it. And the fact that this guy came up, I'm not even mad that he did. Like I said, I don't remember the interaction. Was it a little bit rude of him to come up and expect me to, if I'm clearly busy, about to go on a show, to expect me to shake his hand and sample, right? I think it was rude of him. But I'll say hi. It's fine. I'm not going to be a huge stickler for it or whatever. But the fact, this is like the worst. This is like the green room that you would go up.
Also, we've got this Destiny updates channel. It's Desty Darko. It's not even his Omni-liberal account that he's on. Is he? Why would he do that?
Room, ask them to talk to you, and
he
if they
blocked?
don't give you the level of attention you want, try to go on social media and blow them up afterwards is unbelievably unprofessional. And it's a billion times worse, given that my understanding is this was a fairly big band. He's a fairly popular musician. That's wild to me, this guy. If he personally wanted to think that, I wish he would have chatted with me a bit more, well then fine, yeah, maybe he can feel away. But to publicly blow me up on it, so you know what I did? I did write a big ass response because this did. I was mad. Yeah. You know how you're like, you mad? Yeah, I am mad, and I was.
This is the
response actually pisses me off
disconnect.
1,000,000,000% more,
This is
a billion
disconnect.
times more than if I was randomly rude to you. Shit. Warning: this is the most diva post of mine. You literally ever in your entire life you have been warned. Flirty smiley face. For some industry lingo, for anything that involves talent with fans, etc. Green rooms are usually places where talent can rest or chill in order to either get ready for an event, free from being encumbered by random interruptions, or relax after doing a show.
Sucks so bad. Yeah.
In my industry, it's mostly to insulate you from fans who want pictures or from random people who want to chat or solicit something from you.
It doesn't. His side of things doesn't make me feel more for him at all, either. It's like, wow, okay. I guess this is the deal.
Talent is in a green room and they're on their phone.
This is a
Common
plane
courtesy would
turbine.
be to walk up to the person and start a conversation. If you weren't even on the show or working with the production crew for that episode, which he wasn't either of these things, you shouldn't even really be in there at all. In fact, it's literally one of the most annoying things to have to deal with. People are in green rooms there to insulate themselves from people like you. You're an actual talent terrorist. Every single performer's nightmare that some fucking rando would approach you in a green room, expect you to put on a fucking show for them, and chat them up, and then have the audacity to complain afterwards if they weren't happy with the interaction. If someone complained to me that they approached talent in a green room and tried to introduce themselves, and the talent completely blew them off, I'd probably tell them, hey dude, they're literally in that room so they can focus on the upcoming show or relaxing after a show they were just on. You're approaching them in the worst way possible. You are literally attention-ing them. Stop. If I was was on my phone, I could have been managing social media, retweeting links for the show as per the host request, or linking so my fans can find me, scheduling the next day events via email, scheduling same day travel to catch a flight, researching or reading something for the upcoming show, or literally a million other things that could be occupying my time. The fact that you were complaining publicly about approaching me in a green room as a f***ing fan, and I still shook your hand and said hello to you, is actually f***ing insane to me. If you want pictures, find me outside of a green room after a show. Otherwise, seriously, f*** off. This triggered the f*** me. Okay.
Oh.
No, that is being rude.
As soon as that Lamau came out, that wasn't gonna end well. And now we have actual talent terrorist Phil Labonte. He's out there. He's doing things. Final thoughts, Pop.
Yeah, probably they're both in the wrong. Destiny has to suck it up and, be a little more courteous to people. I think he's too high on his own self, and Phil, maybe he shouldn't have done what he did. Maybe he should have just left the guy alone and just, went about his business.
Gotcha. Bunger, you're next in line.
I don't care about this drama at all.
Good idea. Serranos, last thoughts?
Well, yeah, it felt like to me, Phil was just like picking a fight, and it seems like silly that he was going on about it. I understand where Destiny's coming from. If I don't really like Destiny, he's just abrasive for no reason.
Gotcha. All right. Next, I'm going to be organizing my farm because I had some good ideas while I was dreaming last night. So,
yeah, we got this video.
If we want to pause it, just shout that you want it paused, as is tradition. There is an entire chunk of this that is them watching the Spoon video about Sitch and Adam, which I think I may just click through until we get to Spoon's actual appearance. Because Spoon's video is dumb. Spoon's video is liberalism bad. We get chair cam from Serranos. Jamie, play the Blow Black's vouch video. Which one? Which one's Blow Black's vouch? Okay.
All right, here we go. Wait, I have it on.
Come on, Andrew Clark.
2x.
Oh.
Just because I generally watch stuff on 2x speed.
In and out in 5 minutes. 5-minute adventure.
Good Lord, I pray this is the last video I ever do on these two nitwits over here. Now, this is going to sound a little bit strange, but a lot of times I'll choose to do content based on a weird little...
Do we want to preface anything, or because I mean, I think kind of know, but Charles does not know who this is whatsoever.
I don't know either because also he's got. Wait, is he half South African? Because he's got some South African in him, his voice. That's very nasal over there. That sounds like he spent a couple of years in RSA.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have, of course, that darn kidda at the top. We've got Andrew Clark, friend of the show. Both of them friends of the show. Charles is on there. Hydra is on there. Dorcas is on there.
Dorcas.
And
what happened to Dorcas?
Yeah, he's there. He didn't eat the meat. And then finally we have Grey Poupée at the bottom with the. For some reason he put a cuck beard on his Grey Poupon, which is weird to me. Anyway, so this is a video. Like I said, whatever.
I know. I mean,
yeah, Brits do sometimes. There's certain things that sound. It's a confusion. People think we are.
I forgot why I saw I forgot why I saw this guy's video before. I'm not sure which one it was, but I remember just telling Michael, it's like, this is the worst avatar I've ever seen.
The Spoon with
oh my god, it's Spoon guy.
Yeah, it's literally the worst I've ever seen.
Oh, that's who Spoony is.
Yeah. This is like just the worst. Do not use this avatar. You need to get rid of it. You need to rebrand. It's horrible.
What did we name the cat last time? It like reset the day, I guess.
It was what's his face from Ava? Shinji.
Oh, Shinji.
Yeah, Shinji.
You almost home? I need to join this convo? Okay. Yeah, Spoonie's a weirdo.
Yeah, no. I think he is. You know what? I think maybe he is South African.
previously, probably like when he was a kid. There's something about our voices,
yeah.
this weird, rotten thing that is in it. I don't know, not rotten.
You do have a weird rotten voice, kiddo. That is true.
It's just
Oh,
it's a weird.
when he was 9. There you go.
Okay,
He
so
moved
yeah,
to the UK when he
there's
was
this
9.
weird thing we bring with us. I don't know what it is, but yeah, you can hear it whenever you watch anything. It's with South African, or just at least just with us. We look at each other. Is he South African? Whenever we hear anybody's voice that sounds somewhat South African, it's like wow. Okay, anyway, continue.
Continue.
Messages. I think that you.
Okay, so I'll point stuff out.
Continue. Pause immediately.
Like as you have questions,
Goobers.
Charles.
Universe gives me. A while ago, I was thinking of doing one that featured the Whammon and voting, only to turn on my iPad and look, the battery's on 19%. I thought, that's quite the coincidence. Or a few days ago, I spoke with V, and he referenced a bit of him having an aneurysm on stream with Dev that was 5 hours long. And I managed to find the bit in question in under 3 minutes, which is why I'm also doing a video on it. Now, same with the following clip. For whatever reason, I think it's because I was still sub to them, this video came up. I saw Hassan and thought, oh, what are they saying? And
No, I
then
did
I
not bang
presented
any
with this
villagers yet.
blue-pilled cringe.
These fucking political commentators online.
It's funny, Stitch, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, it's just like lol, no you.
Although I suspect for probably very, very different.
I mean, that's so. I understand the impulse, right? Especially when Sargon talks about how people haven't read Locke. So I mean, I get the impulse, but everyone does this, you know. Oop, stop.
Reasons.
Especially the leftist ones. Actually, it's true of the right too. The more ideological captured you go,
A bit of a bold claim here, but I don't think ideological capture with the right is really a thing. Right is just absence.
It is 100% a thing. Obviously,
Yeah.
you should even believe to think that one side of the political is just arbitrarily immune to one of the most basic human biases. How could you possibly believe that?
Hilarious.
Come on.
Cousin told me about a door-to-door shooting white people before she left. Is all true? Oh no. You said this isn't happening bullshit? Oh no. Alright.
It's like the right only exists in absence of the left, and therefore they are by definition not.
The right is just immune to being human, guys. They are just immune to doing the unga bunga, okay? They are right wing. They are the magical higher form of people. They cannot fall victim to biases, okay?
No, not at all.
Also, is that rapture
I
out the
think
window?
Yeah, it does look like him.
Oh no! This is probably like a Ayn Rand reference, probably.
Yeah, that would be
This is what the
rapture.
left believes in. Think about it. Nothing the left believes in is
is
real.
it,
At this
Ryan?
point. This is why they're all
Oh, come
insane.
on.
This is why
Come
David
on.
Starkey said conservatives should be the party of reality. Kind of wish they'd become the party of reality when it comes to dealing with the opposition. And make it that statement what you will.
Man,
the more
that
detached
is
people- I
partially
can't tell if people
true,
are just detached from
honestly.
reality.
Which part?
There's so many ideas that your average liberal or Democrat will support that are just not even in the realm of reality. It's really common in terms of like stuff with all the gender nonsense and their ideas on economics generally.
Generally.
Also, the idea of eliminating borders. Just there's a lot of ideas that are pretty insane that do not make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or they don't actually care because they're horrible people who just want to cultivate an audience and get everyone mad, and they don't actually care about like helping the country.
No, there's like Sitch and Adam specifically do things that don't get them an audience. So
yeah,
it is.
I remember the January 6th stream. They lost like half of their audience there. But yeah.
Yeah, because they felt it was important to address all of the January 6th claims. They went over it and they fought endlessly against their chat because they felt it was the right thing to do, not because it was So I mean,
and again,
it
this is
is
not
insane.
something unique to one political group or the other. This is just about what a bunch
Yeah.
of political creators do. Like believing that the right is somehow immune
You're
to
up
this,
with, like,
the
a
right is
word
the
about
party
the
of reality.
elimination of-
They are just magically they are these bulwarks of reality and protection, and they are these fucking global.
All right, skipping.
How you feel that you have to have some level of charitability and magnanimity. I can't say that word for some reason. In your assessment of other people. Otherwise, you're just doing what they're doing. You're doing the exact same thing that you're complaining about, as you're complaining about it.
The irony of MFG.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, people do
That
that all
never
the time
do
on the
anything
internet.
useful ever.
Go to this place called Congress.
A whole house.
Okay, and in Congress,
they sit on their fat houses and fundraise.
You have two main political parties who really don't like each other.
Even though they're called the Uniparty, like Thomas Wood said, stupid party and the evil party. Both get together and do something stupid and evil. It's called bipartisanship.
And so, in order to pass legislation, usually you need some votes on both sides of the aisle.
That's
Yeah,
just
it's
kind of a
complicated.
terrible
Which is
video.
always Republicans.
No
cutting out
comment
the
on
Democrats.
the
You know,
This is
fucking
it's so pause. This is so funny because both sides continuously do this. I'm gonna shit on my politician.
No, nobody wants to comment on the uniparty on
I mean,
Kidda's stream here. It's like
his comment's just asinine. It's just like, okay, yeah, what do you actually have to say about that? He doesn't have anything to say about it. It's like, oh, it's the uniparty. That's what blah, blah, blah. Basic thing that everybody says. It's like, that's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
There's no actual commentary there. You're not saying anything.
Yeah, there's no real example of a uniparty. Just like, well, when they get together to like go halvesies on a thing, it makes it bad. And it's like, yeah, because if you're on one side and you look at your side making a compromise, you're going to be upset at that compromise. And if you're on the other side and you look at your side making a compromise, you're going to be upset at that compromise. So no one's happy with it, which is usually a sign that that's probably the most balanced thing we can go with if nobody's really excited about it. Man, I can't catch a fish while I'm talking. One party to rule them all. Yeah. Uniparty.
My representatives, they are always at fault. They always give in to the evil bad guys that sit in the opposite rows. It's all their fault.
This
It's
vampire
so
is
funny from
Hydra.
the outside, and both continuously people are like, it's all on these ones are always the ones that give up and just let the others take too much. You know, it's like, or just man, I'm so jealous. I'm so fucking jealous just being able to live in this worldview from this perspective comfortably, and just everything must be so simple and comfortable. Wow.
Lemons, hey, good to see you.
I wonder if
This
he's
is
actually
a fellow South African, a gamer
Oh, nice.
from Twitch. We're listening to a countryman over here doing some political discussion, but he's not really making arguments. He's just saying it has been years, dude. Yeah, it is not a discussion. It is horrid. Yeah, this is gonna be weird for you. Just it's yeah, I have
Okay,
not
so
been
you're not
gaming much.
hunting monsters.
Yeah, I'm not hunting monsters. Yeah. Hope you're well. Yeah, I hope your hair is doing well. Lemons has fabulous hair, ladies and gentlemen. That's my favorite thing about Lemons. Also, Lemons is great. go and have a.
Arguments.
Oh, Spoon is on Twitter. Okay. I remember at one time he said something about being banned, but I didn't know.
Okay, what is it? It's not Spoon, right? It's
All right, I'm gonna bring myself some water.
So now they're getting Spoon on.
the aristocratic utensil.
So Lucifer the Doberman apparently tweeted at Spoon
There you are.
I remember, yeah.
and made this happen,
Maybe it was a 10th ban.
which is funny.
This is why I
I
drink
remember.
No,
Yeah,
it's
here it
tough.
is.
Okay.
Listen. Spoon doesn't know us from above, so he's very.
Jed
very
summon
brave.
me.
Lucifer summoned you. He's causing cut. And listen, it's very fascinating. Okay, before we get into it, they are ready to talk. We are ready to talk about the actual things. But first, you were in South Africa until you were 9.
This is what we've heard.
10. Okay.
Tino.
Because it's so weird how it stuck with you. That it's like you're English, but then it just stuck with you. That this weird.
were talking in
that is South
DMs.
African's voice just sticks with you, and and I heard it.
Called Blood and Pride.
Is hij een Afrikaner?
Ja, zo boer.
Oh, okay. So that's why I can hear it so much. Okay. In
Nou, als ik Afrikaans praat, dan kan je het horen.
Yeah, I can. But how is mine better than yours? Yours is way better. I sound English, like I'm an English person speaking Afrikaans.
Als jij praat, dan kan je horen, jij is een Zuid-Afrikaner.
Why
Als
are
jij
they
Engels
speaking
praat, dan
goopy
klink je net zoals
doobie?
Zuid-Afrikaner.
What is this?
Like immediately when you speak like that woman is South African, I can tell a freaking mile off.
Hey, do you speak Afrikaans? Like what is this? What did he say? Tell us what he
You can't
said.
understand what they say because that's Dutch. It's Dutch mixed with what? Actually, what is Afrikaans? I forgot what it was, but I'm pretty
It's
sure
a
it's
mix
based
of
off
things.
Yes,
Oh
because
my gosh.
there were, I believe it was Dutch settlers to South Africa that invented Afrikaans.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's where the language came from. So nobody can understand the Dutch. So
Yeah.
that contributes.
They're almost as
let's
bad as
look it
the
up.
Swedes. I'm gonna eat a horseradish, I think.
Afrikaans, West Germanic language of South Africa, developed 17th century Dutch, sometimes called Netherlandic, by the descendants of European, Dutch, German, French colonists.
Netherlanden, I guess. What a weird language.
What is
It's worse than
Afrikaans a mix
Finnish.
of? Dutch mixed with seafarer variants of Malay, Portuguese, Indonesian, and the indigenous Khoi in San languages. So yeah, basically they have stuff from the Netherlands, Dutch, Malaysia, Portugal, and Indonesia. So just all across the world, because there's all these things just coming into the Cape of Good Hope, people settling down and figuring out some stupid way to communicate with each other.
Yeah, we'll just make one unilanguage that we can all agree on, and it'll
It's
suck.
just like it's so dumb.
Yeah, that was but translate it for us, Kidda. Come on.
Whereas if I talk, people are like, "Where are you from?" It's not really English. It's not
It's
American.
not-
it's a
yeah.
mix of who the hell knows where.
Yeah, that's
That's
why
exactly
I
what
just
South
immediately
Africa
they were
is.
talking about we wanted to get to the video, but I was like, wait, this man is South African, and it's so weird
Yes.
because we were watching American.
Afrikaans
films
is
and
Proto-Esperanto.
if I don't know there's going to be a South African accent. It knocks. me.
Kinda, just
So
worse.
For most of the first few minutes, I was just on about you being South African, because it's just I'm just like, wow, look,
Yes.
we exist.
Yes,
okay,
I'm still very South African at the end of the day. Ik hou van soms
But you-
en ik kom in Springbokken.
And you still you are very South African, so you speak very Englishy in your video, which is more accessible because a lot of people some words we don't speak very
Well, it's very difficult to speak Afrikaans and then try to relate that to an English-speaking audience. That wouldn't
Yeah.
really go very well.
You wouldn't go, no. I disagree
No.
with Sid. So this is Lucifer, who basically got you in contact with us. Thank you, Lucifer. I said he's stirring cut. I disagree with Sitch and Adam and Spoon all the time, and I still enjoy all of you. This is what having an adult conversation is all about. So he wants us to have an adult conversation.
So let's get to it instead
Well,
of talking
yeah.
about the African
Sorry,
thing. We are all
sorry,
left out. We are all in the dark. Okay, we are watching these two aliens.
you've got a
converse
cool
in another
accent
word
too,
with tongue.
Hydra,
Okay.
Yes, Hydra, your accent is cooler than ours.
No, that's not what I meant. And I,
You would-
listen, I just
it
wanted to
is.
get
Vlad
into this
Dracula is a
conversation
cooler
because my
accent.
time is always limited,
Yes,
and I'm
okay.
not going to leave right when we actually have someone come on that we can ask.
Yes,
Okay?
indeed.
You're not
So-
going to cut me out of this conversation. In other words.
You're going to try and argue with me, you're going to end up second best.
No,
So
I'm
in-
interested
in
in
this-
the topics, well, within the
Yeah.
video.
I'm not
Yes, if you're ready to
interested
talk
in-
about it. I
I'm
realized
not
someone
in-
just grabbed you and yanked you onto the stream, so if you're not ready to talk about it or defend it, that's fine. But
I don't even know what I'm defending yet.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
what I said.
No,
We-
no.
So this
Shall we go back to
video
the
that we were
video?
watching, the your latest never ever become this blue pilled.
Oh yeah,
So,
because I'm such a
I
blue
was
pill up
just-
to their eyeballs.
Yeah. So my point about it is that there's some. A
You
lot
didn't bring
of,
him on to start drama. You
oh
promise.
gosh.
I
Did
bet.
you ever watch the Glass Onion or hear the discourse on it? Is that everyone was pointing fingers at each other, saying, "No, you don't get it. No, you don't get." Yeah.
No, Glass
You
Onion's
don't understand the
just
movie,
shit.
and then other people turn around and
Is
say, "No,
it?
you don't understand the movie." And I see a lot of that in this video.
It's
that
just
people pointing
dumb.
fingers and saying this person's politics are cringe, and it's just from their own unique perspective, and there's not actually a conversation being had about like where they're starting from, and there's no common framework in order to like create a real hierarchy.
Like there's things that are
There's
just,
a
or
lot
if you
of
want to
people
talk about
just
Glass Onion for a
saying,
second,
"Lol, no, you."
pause.
being
Yeah,
disgusting
sure.
and stuff.
I can explain Glass Onion. Glass Onion does not give you all of the information, and there's stuff you just literally could not know because, like, spoilers for Glass Onion, nobody's gonna care. It's not a good movie. Spoilers for Glass Onion. The main, like, one of the main characters halfway through the film is revealed to have an identical twin sister,
Yes.
and that just like completely changes the story. It's like, oh, well, that means like this story B doesn't matter. This didn't mean anything. It's like. It's just it turns everything upside down. It's like, oh, you just want to subvert things because it's a Ryan Johnson movie.
Of course.
That's
What?
all it is. It's just
Subverted
like,
expectations?
it's just like, wow. I guess I never knew that she had a twin sister that was never even referred to. It's like there's stuff that doesn't make sense. Also, just like having a twin sister, it just like ruins parts of the movie that was in there before. And there's also scenes that they basically lied or. There's scenes that didn't really make sense and made less sense afterwards when you see that there's somebody watching somebody else talk about something, and then there's somebody watching them. It's just like insanely stupid shit that just pops up. And it's like, this movie sucks. It's not well written at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, Glass Onion's terrible. It's like it's not that hard to understand. It's just the fact that no, it's incredibly stupid and badly written.
I just
if you
remember
think it's
watching
good,
it.
you're an idiot.
I just remember watching it and being like, "Yep, that was a movie."
Yeah, like if you think this is like some genius level writing, you're stupid.
Well, to everyone who likes Glass Onion in my audience, I'm glad you were able to enjoy something.
I'm not.
Providing an actual argument, actual back and forth.
No. I understand that this is from Spoon's point of view, though. This is in line with his other content. A lot of what he's saying, he doesn't need to justify because it is for his
not
members
argument.
or
Yeah.
his audience. It's not for the uninitiated.
Yeah, it's commentary. Yeah, that's what
But-
I
but
picked up
still.
from it. It was just like there's no arguments here, so
So-
it's just this is what I think of this. Yes, but I guess you
Yeah,
want to
good
hear the
question,
arguments. Yeah, no, I think we want to hear the arguments behind these takes, right?
Because from
Which
my
one?
perspective, for example, it was just
Well, no,
a lot
like-
of
like
very
the
big
Ratchet-
claims made thrown at the wall
Because
at the end.
it's very interesting that Hassan
is
in the video that the original video, Hassan in the original video made the argument, the opposite argument that you make in your video about how it's always the Democrats that are capitulating to the Republicans, but you make the opposite argument that it's always the Republicans that are capitulating to the Democrats. And
It's one part of the uniparty capitulating the other. There's no such thing as Republicans and Democrats. There never will be.
But that's
It's
a
just
bit
one
contrary
faction.
to what was in the video. But...
You're never going to communicate with someone who holds that ideal when you're coming from the point of Democrats and Republicans being on opposite ends of the spectrum. And it's funny because I wonder if, like, because a lot of people talk about uniparty, but I feel like Spoon's talking about uniparty from the point of both Republicans and Democrats believe in democracy, and that makes them uniparty people. Like, because from where he is on the monarchy side of things, they're so far over there, they might as well be the same party.
And for me, it's pure cronyism that they don't actually care about constituents, and they're not going to forward the constituents' interest.
That they make more and live better, not having to worry about that.
Yeah, because the people that actually give them money and allow them to run are not their constituents. They don't get money from their constituents usually, not directly anyways.
Yeah.
Like, they get way more payments from doing favors and doing things for people that are going to be giving them money to lobby for them later.
True.
Because, like, there's a large cycle of people that get elected. They are pushed forward by certain companies, just large companies that are like, hey, we would like to forward our gas and stuff like that. And if you vote for stuff for us, we will give you a position later so we can pay you money. It's pretty simple. It's like people will come into Congress, they'll vote for certain things. Just like a simple one is just like power companies voting for like their type of fuel or whatever they own, right?
Yeah.
Like
What's
Exxon.
up, Andrew? Welcome. We're watching you on the screen talking to a spoon. It's just weird. And the spoon spoke gibberish for a while.
Yeah. Some Dutch mixed language that's really strange. Nobody can understand.
Somebody dumpster diving. I feel like I'm pro dumpster diving, but
Yeah, why
I don't think it's because of shaming for food waste. And but just tell him to stop. He should get a job and stop leeching off others. I feel like that's what I would probably say.
And if somebody's dumpster diving, I'm not really gonna care. I'm not really gonna care about that person. It's kind of weird.
I was told to scare off the raccoons. I came around the corner and he's like, "It was me. Do you think what I was doing is bad?" I'm like, no, not really.
And if
Don't make a
specifically
mess.
somebody threw it, yeah. If you're making a mess, I want to shoot you. But
Yes.
if you're
Make
if
him
you're
dress
throwing,
up in a raccoon costume at least.
if you're throwing trash at where I am upset. But if
Get
you're
a
just like
kigurumi.
like if you're stealing the trash, I don't care.
Trash Panda.
Ronan Raid from Tits and Ray Guns. Welcome. Not
If the
everyone's cut
government
out
can
for
go
this
through my
world,
shit,
Blade. You don't know what it's like to be me. I'm not harming anyone. I just want to live life in my own way. Is that so wrong? Yes. You're wearing leaves. You are in a tent at the north of this town, surviving off of the trash in their trash cans. Like, that's not good, man.
Oh yeah, this guy needs to get a job.
Lives in a van down by the river.
He's not. No, he doesn't even live in that shack. He literally lives in a tent.
Yeah, it's way up north. He's just gonna go to another can. What? Wait. Oh, it's a cutscene. He's been found. Gus found him. I know what you were doing, Linus. ... If you need food, just ask. I don't want anyone in Pelican Town to go hungry. Look at good guy Gus over here. Here, I've got a basket of zucchini fritters for you. Just make sure you dip them in my spicy marinara. I want your zucchini fritters. Get out of here.
And now we can continue the video.
Welcome, Lucifer.
Thank you.
So you did this.
Oh yes.
It's all your fault.
Yeah. Well,
You
Spoon
solely are
is
responsible.
Spoon is very easy to like rile up, and the moment somebody mentions his name, it's what's going on?
Him up in
Yes.
Destiny?
Oh,
You didn't wait for me to finish my question, and you caught yourself at an impasse.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that both of them are waiting for people to just push their buttons so they can respond and use that as a way to make money.
I hope someone pushes my button and I can talk to them today.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
All right, continuing.
Well, I mean,
it's just because okay. So do you want me to explain how the power dynamics of the regime?
No, but if you made that video for your old audience and not the uninitiated, and you
Why don't I see anything on screen?
Democrats, then why do you use those?
What do you mean?
I just got a black screen. That's weird.
Oh, I don't
You
know.
don't see us.
Yeah, I can see you guys.
But then
Do you see
behind
Blaine?
behind that's black.
Nope.
You don't see my face?
Try
Oh, weird.
switching try switching it.
Different browser.
Oh, nope. It's weird.
Is my box black when you look at this?
Yes.
Oh, funny.
That's
That's
interesting.
weird.
Okay, I'll just I'll reload
I
it.
guess.
Yeah.
I'll bring you back in. Better?
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Yay!
Hooray.
Those words that will, like, I understand if you created this video for your audience where you already explained certain things and you already, have your thing set up essentially, and you are essentially saying this A and this B, this alpha and this beta doesn't exist. Instead, there is this different thing. Why do you use those designations? Do you think
Because
it's
it's
still
easier to
simpler
understand.
for your audience or the uninitiated?
Yes, for both.
That's the problem, because you will create a false image for the uninitiated.
No, I will hope them to open their eyes. If they don't understand, that's their problem, not mine.
Open their
But yeah,
eyes.
this is the thing. I understand you need to have like at least a 110 IQ to understand where I'm coming from. If you don't, that's how I feel comfortable. I will have to do the thing every new
Dude,
video.
this video had nothing interesting going
No,
on
it is
yet,
but-
though.
You have-
He didn't mention anything. He was just using pejoratives.
Yes, that's what he does, and it's only to inflame.
have a 110 IQ to understand
Yes, I know,
the
yeah.
uniparty.
And that was
Man, this guy's
that's the
fucking
entire
moron,
reason.
isn't he?
Well, no, he's inflammatory. He's actually
I don't think he's intelligent. I severely doubt his IQ is above 100.
no, and that's the other thing is what Sitch was talking about in the video that he made. He was actually talking about people like Spoon, and Spoon is ideologically captured into
Yeah.
his monarchy
He
thing.
is.
So it's
As
like
soon
when,
as you ideologically capture, you just lose IQ points. They just fall
I don't.
away.
I
In-
just
in
like
that
Sitch about
category.
many things, but he is an intelligent person. I definitely get that. He comes across as an intelligent person to me.
yes, but he has TDS.
Yes, he does.
And
I'll say they're at
that's-
least Sitch and Adam are always talking about like logic and why things make sense and shit. These people just say shit. They don't actually like think about why they're saying it or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing there makes sense.
There's nothing behind those eyes,
Can't
It's
discuss the
empty.
why.
or at least those
The spoon. There's nothing behind that spoon monocle.
There's nothing. Behind
Oh
that
yes,
logic.
Andrew, he does believe that there's a link between race and IQ. He talks about it a lot, and that's one of the things about growing up in South Africa. There's like an inbred racism, like class structure that
Inbred
he's-
racism.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah,
part of
it's-
part of your culture.
I don't think it's.
I
Like,
just think of Southern people when I hear that.
I don't think it's specifically skin color, but people's intelligence is correlated with their parents. It can vary, but it is.
True.
If their parents weren't very smart, their kids aren't going to really be that smart, most likely.
There-
That's just how
so,
it goes.
I think usually it's that the children get like an amount smarter, but it is dependent on what they're exposed to, right? So a not smart parent doesn't have as many chances to expose their kid to things that will also make them smart.
Yeah, just
So
like reading is a huge thing. Like we see quite evidently that childhood reading massively benefits kids, like in terms of IQ. Because I had that a lot, and that's why I'm like average.
That's why you got that reading.
That's
the
why I got
reading
that.
brain.
That's why I'm a totally normal person that you'd not construe into being some evil tyrant.
Yes, I agree with you, Andrew.
Yeah, there's a combo, of course.
Yeah, and when you grow up, you could be the smartest. You could have a huge IQ, but if you grow up in a culture where being smart is denigrated. Like one of my friends who I grew up with,
Oh yeah,
her and
that's
her-
extremely true as well.
her and her sister moved from New York to Edmonton, Alberta, because one of their brothers got shot by a stray bullet in Harlem, and they moved. They were like, "Yeah, we need to get out of the United States." But the oldest sister was telling me, while she was going to school, her friends would like tell her that you're not black enough. You talk like a white person. Why don't you talk like a white? Why don't you talk like, you know, your people? And as soon as she got out of that, it took a weight off of her mind, like this cultural stress around her of actually, you know, achieving something, and don't be like the white person. That can be a big hindrance to you wanting to achieve more.
Yeah, it's
Also,
it's
intelligence
options
doesn't
that-
mean you can't be a successful person and have a good life. That's why culture is far more important than your IQ. Having a bad culture, like inner city black culture, keeps people down and keeps them from achieving what they could.
Yeah, very true. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why something that Devin Tracy talks about all the time, and I know he still hates me. I don't give a fuck. But when successful
Yeah, I don't like him
people
either.
who grow up in the inner city, as soon as they become successful, what do you think they do? They move
get out.
away.
They get
get out of there, so their kids don't have to grow up in it.
Yeah,
and they
because
can
it's
actually,
terrible. It's a dead end.
Yeah. One of the other things that, especially not Devin, but a couple of my other friends always talk about is you hang out with people that will make you more successful. If you hang out with losers and people who are criminals, what do you think is going to happen? You're gonna shift more towards the people that you're hanging out with.
Yeah,
That's very true. Yeah, it's like crabs in a bucket, right? They all, you try to climb out of the bucket and they pull you back down to their level. So
correct.
100% agree with you, Lucery. If you hang out with people that are successful and have, you know, brilliant minds, they will elevate you to be your highest and best self.
And you also have to find your mentor.
Yes. 100%. Yep. That's a really big thing.
That's so hard to do nowadays too, because even people who are super successful at things or like gotten to like a good place, it's hard to find people that are also able to communicate how and why.
Yes,
because a lot of people do just kind of fall into it. They think, even though they just can't analyze and look back at like what they did that got them there. And it's like that's not a helpful person. But if you can,
Stop playing with your spoons, Lucy.
Your spoons. Equity is crabs in a bucket. Classic. Why am I here now?
Question of IQ.
Watching your video and going through all of your things and getting to your video specifically, finding it on the internet
Yes.
and watching is a question of IQ.
If as far as politics and power goes, yes.
So only smart people watch your videos, only dumb ones. It's only a question of IQ whether or not one navigates your channel on the internet.
No, it's to understand it. This might be about politics. The vast majority of people are dumb as holy shit. They do not understand power. They do not understand politics.
So,
and if I explain stuff, and if I see you don't get it, I don't argue with you. I just dismiss you.
It's not about a question of
Simple as
getting.
that.
You are using a word.
That's because most people don't want to deal with politics. They got other shit going on in their lives. Ugh.
Yes, that's so true.
And they don't want to have to spend like 4 or 5 hours a day like Spoon does, just diving super deep into stuff and then get your own bias and then only listen to the stuff that makes you feel better about your own ideology. And that's like what I was saying earlier. That's what Sitch was talking about. It's his ideals are if you don't understand it, then you're not smart enough. And that's what Hydra is trying to bring across. But of course, Spoon is Spoon. So
I mean, it's crazy that Spoon is like just admitted that he was refusing to explain what he means to people.
Yeah.
It's because his ideas get stupider the more he talks about it.
Yeah.
And it's so weird too, because it's like, in my mind, he's had conversations with people and tried to talk about politics. He's tried to say, oh, well, that's because of this philosopher said this or this person said this. And he's had enough time talking with people that are just like, I only care if they're pro-abortion, and beyond that, whatever. Like, who just don't care, because most people have maybe 3 things that they're really, really like making decisions on when it comes to politics, and they just don't care and don't want to do anything beyond that. And he's just like, well, I'm just gonna write off everyone now because I'm blah blah blah, man. I'm obviously too smart to have conversations with these people. It's just like, bro, come on, like, come on.
Because it's convenient. I understand that you explained it very intelligently and concretely to your audience that this actually isn't a thing. But it is eerily similar to, for an example, other political groups where they completely... You know what? I'm not even going to talk. I'm not even going to go into this kind of argumentation. I just don't specifically like that you continue to keep using these words while you're so convinced that they don't actually mean what they mean, or they don't exist in a manner that which originally defines them.
This is when Hydra started to lose his patience.
To your
Good.
I kind of liked it. Yeah.
Also, what's
That's
his
not
accent?
good. That's really not good.
Well, wait,
This
wait,
is
no,
what
it isn't.
fucks with people's brains.
One of the things that we actually complain about
Yeah, so where's
is,
that guy from?
okay, so I'm not saying this is what Hydra is saying, but I'm just
He's from, I think he's from Romania, but he's in Prague.
Okay. Because that's what I was thinking. Is like he sounds like he has a Romanian accent to me.
Yeah,
He
every
has-
time I hear
he
him,
has
I'm
the
like-
Dracula accent.
I'm like, vampire. Watch out. And cats follow him around when he wanders the streets. So somewhere like that. Oh, she wants a
Everywhere he goes, you'll see Andrew Clark there.
Yep.
gonna like put it out there. One of the things that we don't like is in critical race theory how they use the term whiteness, but then are constantly saying we're not actually talking about white. You know, and so they enjoy people misunderstanding what they mean.
Yep, exactly. That's what I meant when I said it's really reminiscent of something. It's the term for the initiated and a completely different thing for the uninitiated.
So he's worried.
And
I suppose what he's saying is he's worried about that miscommunication happening with your audience.
It's
I
also
don't think
just
he's-
part of the
he's
general
not making the
argument that
assumption
you
that you
made.
are doing it intentionally, but just that it could happen.
It sounds like a you problem.
No, it sounds like the problem is. I understand.
The way you communicate things makes people think that it's not great. That's a you problem. What?
Yes,
Like,
it is.
I mean, how many times do I have to say it? Like, communication doesn't matter except for what they hear. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can't just be like, well, if just because you don't understand what I'm saying doesn't mean that I'm saying it wrong. Like, just be like, oh yeah, what do you think?
You could have the most delicious. You could have the most delicious plate of food, but if it looks like shit, people are not going to want to eat it.
Exactly. I gotta catch a chub.
Oh God! Do you know what? Do you know what's gonna happen? Spoon's gonna like DM me in like 10 minutes. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing talking shit about me right now?"
Well, no, he's gonna say hordy blurdy blurdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can tell that he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. No.
And it's like, okay, why did you come on here if you don't care? I'm a little confused by that, actually.
Because we were watching the stream together while I was in the chat, and he's like, "Well, I can go on there and defend my position." And then what's the first thing he said when he went on? He's like, "Why do I have to defend my position?" I'm like, "Oh fuck! I actually face bombed, dude."
Well,
we were
and you
talking
can
about
even-
this like 2 minutes ago.
Here's you want to be a snarky ass, and you still want to like propel the conversation forward. Is how would you say it, right? Like, you don't like what I'm saying. How do you say it? All right, you do it better. Like the you do it better. Throw it back at them. Make them say something. Then you force them to have to like actually process and think, and then you can like make fun of whatever they said. But just to start with the you don't understand me, so it's your fault. It just seems like it's a conversation ender.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be talking to them.
Then why? Yeah. Then why did he come on in the first place? I still don't. Yeah. Whatever.
I understand that this video is made for a
It's
specific
Spoon.
audience, but you can't expect it to be received well. You know what? Fine. You could say that this is specifically just you're doing your own thing. You don't care
Hydra
about
is
what this is a new
explaining
problem,
it.
You don't specifically fine. But then you can also not critique all of the issues that I had with it, specifically about this being not politically good commentary and the way you delivered it and how. Listen, I look forward to then going onto your channel and finding you actually providing like logical explanations for all of those claims you made.
Okay, so
Such as one
you
side is
have
evil,
a-
the other is dumb. That we can go back and watch all of the clips that we just dealt with. There are a lot of big claims made in that video.
You mean the one from the Woods quote? One party's evil, one party's stupid.
For example,
That's a good quote. It's true. Yes.
Why?
Where would what would you recommend to understand that perspective? What
One
would
party is
like
evil
a
and one party
book or a
stupid?
video? Yeah, no, like the argument.
What
I mean,
do you mean?
assuming
That's
someone
how I
doesn't
believe
see
it.
it.
One party's evil, one party's stupid.
Yeah, why is it true?
No, I can see
I'll
what you
be
mean
back.
by
You
that.
gotta
but,
put
like,
the
Have you
dog
seen
out.
politics?
Yes.
well, yeah, I have, but my point is
Unfortunately.
So how
that
are you
if
asking
wanted
for
to-
clarification about that?
What do you mean by saying one
It's like
party is
observable on
evil?
face value.
No, because you can't just say an impact. What do you mean when you say
Yes, I
one
can.
party is
Like
evil?
you're looking at me. It's like me looking at a plant saying it's green and blue, and you're telling me,
No,
"Do you
it's
need evidence for
not.
this?" I'm like, "It's
You
right
are
there
making
in
a
front of your
very
face."
substantial- Okay.
It's a
why?
quote from somebody
Define
else. The
what you
reason
mean.
why. Do you understand when you look at that quote? You can just
Is it
easily
a quote
look
or
at
is it
two
your opinion?
parties.
Is it a quote you agree with? If you agree
It's
with it,
his
why?
quote.
Define what you mean by it. Define what you mean.
Because one
all
party
of
is
them
evil and
are
one party is
evil.
stupid.
Why? How? How is it?
Wait,
How?
go on.
Why are they
Okay.
evil?
Okay, so here's my opinion. You can actually interchange both, depending on what the policy.
I really thought that was Spoon with the kazoo there. Like, one party's evil, one party's stupid. That's it's kind of that. I'm less happy about that now.
For example, I think opening borders is both stupid and evil. I think sending thousands of dollars, or actually millions, to overseas, or billions actually, overseas to Ukraine is both
We are not
stupid and
sending
evil.
money to Ukraine, by the way, but don't want to get this sidetracked, okay? They are sending things that were once upon a time worth that money, and they are sending it because it's literally would be melted down into slag or the missiles would expire instead of someone popping them for their benefit. But let's not get sidetracked. The issue is that I understand that that's an issue that, let's even agree that is just evil. Let's say I agree with that. How does that make the party completely evil that they did this? Even if they repeatedly do this, how does it make them evil?
You're asking me why is it party evil when they repeatedly do evil things?
Even if you have to prove it, and why?
Okay,
Even if I repeatedly do
hold on.
that.
Okay, I'm gonna mute. Where did he?
Wait.
Where is Spoon? I can't see Spoon. There we go. Okay.
No, I was muted. Fucking hell. The burden of proof.
No,
Please.
wait, hold on. Wait.
Please,
Wait,
Hydra, hold on, guys.
Wait. Kitty's trying to drive.
Okay,
I'm trying. So I want us to have, because remember, one of the things that we tried to say with the thinkers is that we really just want to have, we don't want to get too debate brain. We don't want to fight with each other, right?
All right.
I know. No. I'm not saying now everybody. It's just that the audience now as well, and me, I would say, because I also am getting confused. It would be better if we structured this discussion. We're lucky we could actually have the discussion. We were just going over a video, so now we actually have the person here. So let us try to take a structured way of talking about this.
Kitten.
Yes.
Bring up X-Mind.
Oh.
Shut up. Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Let's live.
So,
Let's live diagram. Yes.
Or take
Okay.
notes.
So one of the things that Kitty likes to do is debate mapping, and so instead of having a unstructured, just free for all, like no holds barred, that we could like write down the arguments so that we can keep track of the flow, and so it helps the kings keep things civil. We find.
And it will help us understand it, because for me, I'm okay with people disagreeing, but what's very fascinating is always finding where the line is for them, because I don't think nobody's going to convince anybody to think the other way. We just need to explain what we think.
Okay, let me know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Me and Kitty have specifically had a few debates between each other where I say debates, really the
Yeah,
conversation, because we realize that we are coming from two different perspectives and we're not really going to agree. And so just
So we
finding
don't
that line
we
on what we
dispense
mean
with that.
is just a
Yeah.
lot more valuable than just arguing at each other and then each claiming that we're both the victor and going off into our corners. And yeah, so it's just more valuable
If you have the time to
the
do it,
discussion
Stu.
and find the line. Yeah, if you have the time.
Otherwise, we can schedule it for another time that we actually come back.
Yeah, I'm too constrained a little bit. Unfortunately, toward the end of my time.
Yeah, Hydra does have to leave a lot of the time.
Early. It's actually late that I managed to stay.
a little
this
bit more
late,
time,
so yeah.
we can Hydra can pop out, and then we can just talk about democracy and liberalism and monarchy and
Yes, Andrew
He was
Clark.
making
He's like, come on, talk the old classics with me.
Yes, I do agree. Democracy is cringe and gay.
Yeah.
So says a
Okay.
Scotsman and a madman with a microphone.
So wait,
No,
let's see.
I'm a big stan for Locke, so I'll have to forgive my gayness.
My gayness.
We're South African. We have every reason to dislike democracy.
Well,
This
yeah, that is
righteous
kind of
fervor.
amazing. Yeah, we've seen what democracy is what can happen.
Well,
especially when
I
most
would
people
say
are
that,
stupid.
I think that it's important to make the distinction between liberalism and leftism. And I think that a lot of the problems that exist in America and, well, when democracy is kind of implemented, originate from leftist ideology rather than liberalism, especially as conceptualized by Locke. Because Locke has a lot of limiting factors and strong belief systems that aren't present in leftism. And
Okay,
I would say that often what happens is that liberal democracies end up getting co-opted by leftist by leftists who pretend to be liberals or pretend to have the same ideology and political framework, but really don't. And so then they end up subverting all of the original goals for the country or the organization, and then that's where the problems arise.
Okay.
Why do you
Let's,
defend
what-
democracy?
Okay, so is this what we're
I
gonna?
think
Hydra,
I think
hold on.
that Churchill
Guys,
had a point where
Hydra's
it was
still here.
I'm just restraining myself because
Yeah,
I
so I
they
want
say
to
I
get
have
back to that.
conversation,
I
but,
think it would be great if we did a whole like a think on democracy. Okay, let's do a think on. We can talk about it for 4 hours. Okay, no Gartic phone, which actually Gartic phone is required if we're.
What am
gonna
I
get
actually
into the
defending?
reality. Yes,
Wait,
so that's
your-
what I want to come. I want
your
to get something-
ideas.
if
I still
I'm
don't
going
know.
to-
The
That's why
uniparty
you
idea.
organize.
Hey, you're
for
gonna defend
example.
your own
That is not
idea.
clear enough to you because you don't know specifically why you got called in
Okay,
here and
but-
for what. That is why we need to organize specifically with a thing with clear terms of like, what is this opinion? Why do you think it? What do you think
Okay,
is
so
the good
what
arguments
questions do
for
you
this
have?
position?
I suppose. Do we have questions? I think.
I have some questions, but I'm
Okay, so-
listening myself.
Okay, just live debates or live.
I would say that, gosh, how do I phrase that as a question?
Like, why do you think
I would
sending
say-
weapons to Ukraine is evil, for example? Or what?
Okay,
you
from
think?
Russia.
What's that one?
Because you are pro. Sorry, what?
Because I'm pro-Russia.
Why?
Okay. Oh, I didn't know. I thought that you only thought that America was at fault.
Because I'm pro-Russia.
I didn't realize
Yeah, they
pro-Russia.
are.
Obviously.
Okay.
Hold on, no,
I
just
am
let's-
pro-Russia because I want to see the American regime crushed. I don't like Americans' foreign policy.
And why do you think that pro-Russia is the best way to, or the good way, or anything? Like, do you believe it is the way that we should get rid of the American regime?
Oh, we're at the Russia
Do you
part.
believe
Awesome.
That is a thing that ought to be getting rid of.
What is Russia gonna do?
I need to pause this.
No, why do you think that that is the, like, you just said that you wish to get rid of the American regime. I accept that is your position and you want to do that. Why do you think that Russia is the way to do that, or the way to go about getting?
No, I'm not saying.
What? I am so confused.
You should be
What-
confused.
What like sexy woman in an American flag bikini told him no, that he is like, I want America to lose to Russia. What about the recent allegations, Blaine? What do you have to say about the allegations against you? Show me the allegations. Bring
What
me
are
the
allega-
receipts.
What are the
Was
allegations?
it that you have small hands, Blaine? Do you have
I
small
got-
hands?
I don't know. I got normal sized hands for someone who's not quite 6 foot.
Can your thumb reach all the way around a Coke can?
If I get a small enough Coke can, I probably.
I still actually keep that picture of the bottle with my thumb up the side. It's like, holy crap, that looks way disproportionate. Really
Spoon-
disproportionate.
I don't think Spoon wants isolationism. He said he didn't say he wants isolationism. He said he wants the American
wants
regime
America to lose.
defeated or to lose. That's a little more than
No.
isolation.
What he wants is he
Grinder
wants-
allegations.
He wants a global revolution. He's just like a
So
he's
he's a
far
communist.
leftist. He just wants
Yeah.
he's a fascist. Come on. He wants a totalitarianist dictator regime that's inherent by blood, just like the monarchs. Because then what did Aiden and Spoon talk about it all the time? If you have kids that you get to grow up into the political life, they'll know how to deal with, all this stuff a lot better than all these corrupt officials in these democracies.
We have plenty of
it's
examples from history where people clearly and blatantly abuse their position for their
Well,
own
of course they
interests,
do, but
regardless of their origin.
No, but their argument is, but everybody does. At least this way, if it's like a family, all we have to do is kill them all, and we can replace them with someone else. That's literally their argument. I've heard them
You
say
just
it
have
like
to have
over
a
a dozen
violent
times.
revolution every time there's a leader you don't like. That's
Correct.
the ideal
That
solution.
is their solution. Yes.
The ideal solution to changing your government is to get a violent revolution.
Yes.
There's a reason we don't do that anymore.
What a wild idea.
Well, doesn't it keep like I'm gonna steel man their argument? Doesn't it keep the people in power fearful of the population?
No, it just kills citizens.
Yeah, well, citizens are dying right now.
I'm pretty sure that you can do a violent revolution whether or not you have a monarchy. Like, it's always a chance.
No, but
Oh,
if the
yeah.
only way you're unseating power is with a
Yeah, the fact that that would be the
revolution.
only way is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just because I
Yes.
drive an electric vehicle doesn't mean I have a grinder. You need better allegations than that. Playing this.
No, and
Russia's
it
like-
wasn't. Lenin didn't want the eternal revolution. It was Trotsky. Trotsky wanted the eternal revolution.
Eternal
He talked.
revolution.
Yes,
What a goofy
it-
idea.
it's just the way of life. Revolution should be the way of life.
That would be such an awful way of life.
It is the worst way of life. It's stress all the time. You never get to relax and
Yeah,
actually
it's
enjoy
insane.
life. Like art and like leisure and just the entertainment industry in general would be completely obliterated if we were always worrying about like if it'd be like South Sudan, like for the last 40 years, but your entire life. And you wonder why, like places like that in Africa that are having wars, continuous civil wars all the time, they never are able to like build anything. Their infrastructure is always completely destroyed. The communication systems, there's no water, like everybody's starving for food. Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah.
The way we got it now is corrupt as all hell, and I hate some of the, like, especially like Trudeau and people who openly get bribes, but it's still better than the other.
We can track it.
Yeah,
keep an
we
eye
can.
out for it.
Yes. Fuck, it's so silly, but like Sid said, when people get ideologically captured, they kind of just go from their ideology and work backwards from any argument instead of going, oh, well, that's a different way to think about it. Maybe I should look at the evidence first and then go from there.
True. Oh, I'm sleepy.
Do it in a particular example because Russia is the one that basically attacked Ukraine because Ukraine is freaking stacking missiles from the West and the West interfered. CIA.
That's not why.
That is not, and no, and that's not even true. That's not even true. That's so. It's so. I was like, I was face bombing half of this fucking conversation
for invading.
How can you be pro-Russian and not know what Putin just said?
Yeah, it's not why Russia said it initially or yesterday or this week, I guess, whatever. Yeah, that's not why they did it. Like, objectively and empirically and every other statement you could make.
Do you actually believe Putin tells the truth? Come on.
He's obviously
but
lying.
It's not. He literally didn't say that. It's like, why would you think that? That it's the missiles. They could have said that. He could have just said that too. We're worried about the Americans putting too many missiles on our borders. Like, he didn't.
No, yeah, he didn't. It's not even true. It's like, fucking, what the fuck, Spoon?
Yeah, so I say he's
obviously
just an idiot.
the right answer.
He doesn't have any intelligence in his brain. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Well, there's freaking statesmen.
Okay, why do you? This is a completely separate argument to just saying that I want to see the American regime crushed.
Because I don't like its foreign policy.
Yeah, but these are
the American empire is evil.
I understand that is your position, but why did you say that is the reason you are pro-Russia?
Is it simply because? Let me ask the question. Is it simply because that the Russians are in opposition to this policy that you don't like?
I fell asleep.
Yes, Andrew.
No,
yes.
They wouldn't before.
Yes, Andrew.
Because they were the Ukrainians basically were overthrown by the Russians, not by the Russians, by the Americans. So Russia is instantly going to attack them because they're on their freaking doorstep. If America was not on freaking Russia's doorstep, Russia would not have attacked.
Why do you believe that?
I don't believe that, and I don't believe that.
Because they're the ones who freaking stack the weapons next to freaking Russia's border. Stop sticking your fat Yankee fingers in parts of the world where you don't belong. You develop a reputation for being lying assholes and regime changing all over the world. If you don't do that, why the hell do you think no one trusts you?
I understand that is your frustration, but you said that you wish the American regime crushed. Why do you believe that is an efficient and effective way to get rid of the American regime?
I didn't say it is. In this particular instance, it is Russia is the aggressor. Because
yes, but why do you wish?
Because
it would
show the Americans to be impotent.
So the only reason why you, or the main reason why you're pro-Russia, again, to get back to what Catherine said, is that they are opposing the Americans and they show America to be impotent. Is that right?
I would favor any regime that does this.
Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to
So yeah, what do we propose?
The main reason is that they stand in opposition to the US.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
like,
it's
like
not-
America is his ex-girlfriend.
Okay, so
That's
I want to make sure I've heard you guys. Yeah, this is because there's lots of words. Okay. And
Okay,
let's,
let's clear
let me
it.
put this
Lots of
together.
words.
So the question is okay. I'll be pro
I
Russia.
love Kid A's trying to rant like what's it called,
What
corral
happened was you
cats.
said pro Russia, and then we said why, right? And then because you're against America.
The American regime, yes. Not against American countries.
Against America, everyone wants to crush the American
and this
regime,
is where he
specifically.
was. Yeah, this is where you said
And like its foreign
don't like
policy,
it.
yes.
Okay, what about this foreign policy?
He
You're
said that he
basically
doesn't like America sticking its fingers where it doesn't belong.
sticking your
Specifically.
Yankee fingers.
Interventionism.
Interventionism. Okay.
He specifically
Okay.
mentioned overthrowing the Ukrainian regime, which again I would like to know some proof about that. And again, the West
The
putting
Euromaidan
missiles in Ukraine. Sorry,
The Maidan
The Euromaidan
coup.
coup.
which is
Oh,
how does
okay,
that
no,
exactly
wait, no,
prove
no,
the
hold
Okay,
on.
let's not get into it. Sorry, no, my bad. I'm
No,
getting
wait.
distracted.
Yeah. No. Okay. So what is it? I have a difference of opinion, and you'll just say that I'm wrong, but I have the Newsom phone call. In my opinion, I've listened to it. I've read it. I've reviewed it. It seems to prove the opposite. That the Americans wanted a much different. They were intervening. They wanted to have a different outcome than the one that happened. So the fact that it ended up the way it does leads me to believe that they did not directly coup, even if they were somewhat involved, because they wanted a different outcome. As the Newland phone call seems to suggest that they want, not seems to directly suggest, they want a different outcome.
Newland.
So I don't buy that they actually cooed, because I think
They went against their own
the
interest. If
opposition
it
of
was a
American
coup,
interest.
they fucked themselves over majorly.
They wanted the people in that phone call. They wanted them to go along with the current government. They were saying, "Hey, take this deal," but they didn't take the deal. They did something else instead. So that makes me think that America didn't get its way. That America didn't coup.
America no coup. America coup.
See, and that's the thing that Jimmy Dore was
But-
talking about for so. He still talks about it, how the CIA was the reason why the government fell in Ukraine, and that's reason enough for Russia to be able to invade.
I mean, the thing is, it could have been, but it doesn't mean they got what they wanted.
But at the same time, like, think about it from a logistic standpoint of the United States with their trade deals and all that shit. If you know a country is gonna be going in that direction, you kind of want to help them out and be able to be on the get like a couple legs into it, so you can manipulate as much as you can to be as beneficial to yourself.
Yeah, you want to support your own interests.
Yes.
Because, China probably also would try to do so as well if they had the ability. And I don't know.
Well, hell,
they have.
look what China's
And
doing in Africa.
Russia,
Road and
obviously, Russia obviously would have been having their own interference running as well in this
Yes.
situation. If they were doing their own due diligence, they would have their own people in there telling people stuff. It's like, hey, you do this deal, we get these people in here. You help us out, we can do some stuff for you. Stuff like that.
Exactly. Just like the EU was probably
That's-
doing with Ukraine at the same time.
Yeah, because
they're
the
a
EU has a
huge
lot
trade
of
partner.
yes. Yeah, Germany's specifically Germany and France, they're the main people leading stuff in the EU. They would be having communications with Ukraine, talking about stuff for trade and whatnot.
Isn't that weird how Germany was able to take over almost all of Europe without war?
We're not talking about that right now.
They did it in back rooms. That's the
We're not
that's the
talking about that
slickest
right
shit. Them Germans.
They know how to
Or the
engineer.
Germans would have you believe.
Yes, I was thinking of Norm Macdonald.
Or so the Germans would have you believe.
I miss Norm. Norm was the best.
He was.
Oh, don't cry. It's okay.
Oh, dude, seriously? He died, and then not even a week later, Bob Saget died. And the night that he died, he made a video talking about how much he misses Norm and how shit was just bad. And then he took a spill, hit his head, and then he never woke up.
Ooh.
God damn it!
It's mysterious.
I know, but
I might be
at
getting
that
a
ti-
little conspiracy brained.
But you could understand. Your best friend for the last 25 years dies, and he never told you about his cancer. So you do a show and you get drunk, and you're in your hotel room in a place that you're not familiar with, and you take a header, hit your head on the nightstand or something like that, and you
Mhm.
just go, "I'm just going to go to bed." Oh, that sucks. But hey, if you're gonna go in your sleep.
Yep.
And not like the 4 people on the plane with me.
4 people on the plane with you.
They died on the same flight.
Well, yeah, if I'm flying the plane.
Yeah. It's obviously a
It was a
Cessna.
real Final Destination kind of scenario.
Well,
God.
that's why if you're gonna fly a plane, make sure all your passengers have parachutes.
But I understand you'll
What about
probably just say
irony?
I'm misunderstanding the phone call, and that's fine. But that's just what the line is.
No, I just disagree a little on that.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
You're thinking I'm reading that wrong, correct?
You see, this is the thing that we're trying to
No,
do
my
here
question is,
is
what is America doing there?
Oh, because America has a vested interest in keeping peace around the world, and so we
They also
do put
have
our
prior
fingers in
commitments
all
in
the pies because
Ukraine.
Yes.
That ties them to Ukraine, that gives them very large incentives for things to go their way.
Yes. Do you know how many politicians in the United States actually have people that are family members or like close people in their staff that own parts of companies in the Ukraine? Lots. Look at Hunter
I know
Biden.
Joe Biden does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi's son. And they, of course, stockholders. They're like the greatest stock traders in the entire world. Nancy Pelosi and her husband.
Yeah.
It'd be weird, eh? Wouldn't that be weird? You're part of like the higher ups in Congress who decide on budgets. Okay.
Forget about that.
Okay.
I like how you're talking about stuff that Tim like, I can't say it on YouTube.
Can't talk about it. Like, what are you talking about, Tim? I'll tell you later. And then he DMs me, and I'm like, bro, you could have talked about that. It's all
I was
right.
talking about Kathleen Kennedy, KK, the big.
What do you think her middle name is?
Well, the Kathleen Kennedy clan. Come on.
Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue. I'm surprised Jeremy, Geeks and Gamers Jeremy, hasn't made that a big thing.
Get back to the autism.
We can't trust the children of the world to take care of themselves.
Okay, and
actually believe that?
I believe that is the policy. I think that it leads to a lot of evil, but I think that's the policy.
And that's the policy that you don't like, Spoon, right?
Okay, I don't believe that for a single second. I do not believe the American team ever
we
enjoyed
tried
peace
it.
ever.
We tried it.
I believe they're war-hungry psychopaths who just fuel the industrial complex.
Right. What do you call it?
I do not believe the Americans have ever been interested in peace in their entire lives.
I hear what you're saying. I think it's a tangled mess of different what do you call it? Different
actions.
Not actions. What is it? Like incentives, or objectives. There you go. That they have all these different objectives, right? And it's going to be different for each group. Each person is going to have a different hierarchy of what their objectives are. And so the ones that end up getting pushed through are the ones who have the highest number of agreement, whether or not they end up being the highest priority for everyone involved. And so this can lead to a lot of evil, and this can lead to a lot of bad decisions. But I think that the reason why we're invested in
Ukraine.
in foreign policy, the way we engage in, is because we tried being isolationist after World War I, and then World War II happened. So we're like, okay, we fine. It's going to come to our doorstep eventually anyway. We're just going to have to be out there all the time and make sure that America is taken care of before it comes to. We'll fight wars in other countries so that we don't have to fight wars on American soil.
Yeah, like those pirates in Yemen.
Yeah, I just fundamentally disagree with all of that.
Do you fundamentally disagree with that we should be allowed to do that, or do you fundamentally disagree that is what's happening?
No, I fundamentally disagree with both. I don't think that should be happening. I don't think that is happening. And I think the Americans are a bunch of evil jackasses who can't help but stick their fingers in everything because they have this really weird perception that things rule the world.
I think
because
that
they're arrogant elitist
I
pricks.
think that definitely describes some people. I definitely don't think that describes everyone.
I think that describes your foreign policy.
Should America?
And I don't think that I.
Spoon, if you want America to be like completely isolationist, do you think that a country should aid its allies? Not
Can you pause it there, Blaine?
In a different setting.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of an amateur historian, and I've studied stuff of early 20th century. Let's not forget that Eisenhower, when he was leaving office, he gave a big speech about how the military-industrial complex is very insidious, and how, perpetuating any kind of conflict anywhere is good for them. And I'm pretty sure they have a pretty big say as to what they're going to do, and because the government will be their biggest customer, they're going to want to do a lot of conflict everywhere. And
I wonder how much Raytheon and Boeing and what's the one that Dick Cheney was a part of, Halliburton? How much money do they donate to political officials every year through legalized bribery? What was that, Citizens United? Yeah, that blows my mind.
Oh, Abigail beat me.
But yeah, just that we gotta just remember that we were actually warned.
It's two sides too, right? Like there is people that are like, hey, we keep fighting, we keep making money, woohoo! But there are times where it's okay for us to go, hey, that affects us. If we don't have solid trade partners who have stuff that's cool that can buy stuff from us, like the world kind of stops, and we've got the cool stuff. So we need to step in from time to time, but you have to
We want
analyze it
everybody
on
to
like
be an
a
African nation that just wars with each other all the time and just destroys the economics, the economic, or just like the means of production.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's
All the
good,
time.
and I don't like it. It's just it's probably in their best interest to keep things going all the time like that.
Yeah, but yeah, again, I'm just saying like we just got to make sure we're not going so far down the this was started because Raytheon needs a new CEO bonus. Like we're not going there.
Why
There
not?
are times where we should step out and help, but
I think we need to tax the rich.
Yeah,
I'm
you
starting
know-
to turn into a leftist listening to this.
You notice how we always go to war around November? Right before Black Friday, those contracts start hitting.
Bonuses.
Is Michael asleep?
I don't hear
No,
snoring.
no, I've been muted. I'm playing on Persona 4. So
I heard a
Okay,
creak of a
good.
chair, I think that's what it was.
I just want to make sure you weren't sleeping again.
no, I'm not tired.
Okay.
It's got that not necrophilia. What is it called?
Narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy.
There we go.
No, it's called necrophilia.
I knew it was an
Whoa!
He just admitted it.
I
Now we
don't
know.
think that word means what you think it
We got him,
means.
boys. We got him.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
gosh.
clip
It's
that.
I was
Clipping that.
I was looking through mods on this game, and there are a lot of furry mods and monster mods. And every time I was like, oh no, I can't show this to Mike.
You should have.
Like not
In
the one we
any
exist in now,
capacity.
but like in any capacity. Like if we were
If a
if we were more isolated.
Just if country A is allied with country B, and if country B needs military aid against another country, or if a country needs
Yeah, that's fairly normal.
or food. Okay, so
That's an honor culture, yes.
right, so
Okay,
is
Spoon.
there a time when you would believe it would be appropriate for America to aid
No.
its allies?
I don't believe America. No, I don't
we
believe
should
America-
never aid out. We should.
Yeah,
not
that's
ally.
right.
in
I
America.
know.
think that, okay, so we have
Just
we see
immediately put
ourselves
an end
above
to
other
it.
people, and that we are
Yes.
what is it? It is a hierarchical a hierarchical or relationship between countries.
No one is ever going to invade America. The idea that you need to fight a war at home is absurd.
What?
Well, I
we
mean, it
were
happened.
literally bombed.
Who's going to invade you?
No,
Japan?
okay, you're gonna say Hawaii is part of America. Come on. Mainland United States it's virtually impossible to take on land. It's virtually impossible. Nobody
So,
could ever take over
his-
the United States.
His
Nobody.
specific question is
Oh, I know.
not the only reason to go to war, though.
I know.
We may not be able to be invaded because the Bubba backup army is always at the ready. However,
damn rights they would be.
However,
Red Dawn is not out of the
people
question.
can still successfully attack us in ways that we are not happy with, and that needs
Yeah.
to be swiftly and angrily dealt with, I think.
like
so.
attacking the internet infrastructure, like doing cyber attacks and stuff like that.
Cyber attacks, physical attacks,
Yeah,
and really any of it. But
and
Playing
it's-
wood. Use the axe.
oh,
Use the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
axe.
Thank you. I couldn't tell what color it was behind the.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Japan would invade America.
Don't tell him I can
Not
tell.
currently. It happened. That's my point. We have evidence of it.
You think Japan,
We
the size
tried
of that
staying
country, is
out
going
of
to
it.
invade you?
No, we tried staying out of
Currently.
it. No, currently, like tomorrow, no.
No,
way.
that wasn't
But
Japan's
if
goal
we-
in World
okay,
War
so
II.
here's-
no,
Never
yeah,
planned
they
to
didn't
invade.
care.
System exists.
Yeah, there was no way Japan
Their
would ever
specific
think about
intent
that.
was to cripple the American Pacific Fleet so they couldn't stop them from taking over Southeast Asia because that's what they actually wanted.
Yeah,
It was a pretty simple idea. Is like, and honestly, it's a good idea as well because they assumed America was going to intervene at some point either way, so they knew they were going to fight, and their decision was to try to strike early and quick, and it
yeah, try
was
to cripple
pretty
them
good.
as much
It
as
was,
possible.
it was just a really bad calculation.
Yeah, they
Bad
just
timing.
didn't realize how powerful the American war machine was.
But if you say you got to give them if they actually won at Midway, if they had not made the
Yeah.
exact wrong decision, and even though they did war games on the Yamato, and
Yeah.
one of the senior commanders actually did the exact same thing that the United States did, and the admiral blew him off and said they would never do that. That was stupid. It's actually in the movie.
It's
hilarious.
That's how we decide what America's going to do. Is we say, yeah, that's too stupid.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that's
nobody would
exactly what
believe
we
that
plan
we would
on.
do that.
No one will believe we're gonna do that. All right, we're doing it now, boys. America shall be saved with a fleet of F-150s and the atom-smashing AR-15. Classic square bodies too. None of these newfangled, lifted, squatted goober mobiles.
Exist because of history. So if we have a history of demilitarization, because we no longer need to fund the military industrial complex, then we're not going to have military supremacy, right? Somebody else will take that void, and then maybe 20, 30, 50 years later, we can take it over by Russia or China or some other country that takes the place of whatever vacuum we fill or we leave. Because it's not tomorrow. It's going to be 20 or 50 years from now. Things will change because we're not there. And I'm not saying we are the best. I'm not saying we're amazing. I'm just saying this is what will happen.
But we are the best.
We are
Look, there was
amazing.
somebody else taking the mantle. I don't
And
like that
that's literally why
Fair enough.
China is doing the Road and Belt Initiative, so they can buy up all these other countries and have influence on all these ports.
Yeah, they're playing the long game.
Yeah, because they have a dictator.
Yeah.
If you're worrying about
They have an actual uniparty, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's corrupt. It's corrupt as all fuck.
Isn't he more of a monarchy since like his kids are taking over after him?
Xi Jinping?
Is he?
No. That's not.
Doesn't
No,
call
that's not
himself
how
a
it
king.
works. No, there's like a party. What's it called? Like election. You actually have to move up from like prefects to like governorships and stuff like that to be able to get into the higher level of a party. If you've ever watched the China show, they talk about it all the time. The structure of the government. It's weird.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking of North Korea.
Oh yes,
they're just a monarchy.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely a
That's
dynasty
way.
over there.
Yeah. But when you're talking about population sizes of over 1 billion compared to what's North Korea right now, like maybe 3 million.
54.
Yeah, who knows?
Really?
Oh, 54 people.
No, yeah, 54.
Everything
One of
else
those is a
just-
realistic million that is also crazy low, but
all the other ones are just bodies waiting to
Yeah,
be
that's
used.
right there. Yeah, waiting to be. It's just meat grinder stuff.
Yeah, only 54 of them have actual rights.
That would,
and
that
look-
would make more sense, I think.
Yeah, and that's crazy how South Korea is one of a world superpower now, and North Korea. Good job, communists. Thanks.
Problem with China though is they don't have well, you watch the China Boys, like there's just nothing to actually like invest in or get your money doing. So it's like, sure, you got a lot of people, you got a lot of stuff, but like it's so low value except for your trade with America that it's like what are
Bingo.
you doing, bro? What are you doing?
Exactly.
That's why the Belt and Road was like their last
Ditch effort to
idea.
keep themselves.
If we
What
can get someone
happens-
else that trades
Ugh.
with us, we can make our stuff a little more valuable, maybe. It's the only goal.
I wonder if the Three Gorge Dam is going to blow out soon. Anyways, back to the video.
Surprising.
Didn't they just make
So,
that shit?
ooh, Hydra,
Yeah.
Hydra, I
Oh,
didn't even see
we got Hydra after dark. out with the
Okay,
cats?
Hydra's out with the cats. Yeah, we've had Catrew's thing views here, and yeah, what I'm seeing here is look, there's not much engagement on the premises. There's only engagement on the conclusions. So I guess the line is drawn. I'm not seeing much to talk about actually, because Spoon, you just go, this is my opinion, this is my opinion, this is my opinion, and you don't really seem to defend against what they're talking about. You just said, you see that this is it. That's disagreement. There's nothing. He's going, I don't agree with it, and he's not defending. He's not telling us why these are. All
Yeah.
He's just saying,
Good job, Kitty.
Damn, kiddo with the
and I guess that was the
logo.
criticism you were feeling.
Get it with the notes. And her notes are color coordinated.
She comes prepared. It's almost
You
like
see?
that's her thing.
You see, Spoonie, right here in purple is your arguments. See how they don't go anywhere?
Every time they just end. Do I ever take a day off? Never. I'm on that Sigma grind set.
In the video as well, we were just like, okay, but
Yeah,
we
and
did
that's like-
know
that
from
was-
the content is that's the point of the content. It's not to convince you. We're not being we're not going into autistic detail here. We're just telling it's
No,
normal,
I wanted to
response
eat
content.
that.
I'm going to tell you what I think about this. Whereas we've also coming from Sitch and Adam's audience as well, we were used to them talking for 8 hours about things. So yeah, it's I guess it's different types of content. Hydra has disappeared again. I wanted to see what he wanted to talk about further. Katru, sorry, I interrupted you then.
Yeah. If you and just as a like, not that we're done here, but just speaking about like the future, if you like this back and forth, I would love to talk to you about monarchy and liberalism. If this, however, was if you're only just tolerating,
Please nerd out with me.
Specifically about this,
Andrew Clark.
Exactly.
Come on, Andrew. You know.
Stop
you
simping.
know,
Stop
You
simping.
know his conversation is gonna be. But liberalism ruined the world. Then why would I bother discussing liberalism with you?
Yes.
What are we going to?
Yes,
I mean,
that's exactly what he would say.
My takes are too strong for you, Andrew.
Yes, exactly.
You don't understand, Andrew.
No, you can't handle my takes, Andrew. They're too powerful.
Oh fuck, I swear to God, Spoon's gonna be DMing me like, what the fuck were you saying about me?
He did not like this, apparently. Yeah. I heard him earlier as well. I imagine this is not up his alley, so to speak. You're cringing. You're cringing gay.
I don't think I have a shot to talk about it with that guy because he doesn't make any sense.
Look at my farm.
Well, if he did, he'd probably be winning.
That's true. He could be winning if he made sense.
I think that your analysis kind of, it's not wrong, but it's not completely right either. I think that especially with countries interacting with each other, everyone
So
sort of views
kind.
themselves as kind of especially when everyone views themselves as kind of like the protagonist, right, and in control, and other countries may like lament that they don't have the same level of influence as others, but I don't think that means that they have that there is a clear hierarchical like a boss employee relationship between countries. I think that things become contractual. Like, I want something out of this, you want something out of this, let's find a middle ground.
I have a question, if you
And-
guys can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that
Sorry,
Dorcas?
my internet died, so I literally have to go
Oh,
somewhere.
no,
So
it's
right
Hydra.
now, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm here with a
can.
bunch of cats, but yeah. But hold on, I'm trying to feel myself back in the conversation. Apologies if this is too much or you can't hear me or if the background noise is too irritating. So what I see in the diagram is essentially that there's a main argument against interventionism and kind of like the America quote-unquote imperial model of like doing world policing. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yes.
So in that
Yes.
case, I would completely understand why you would be anti-American in this war, but I do not understand why you would be pro-Russian.
Because I didn't say I'm pro-Russia in a global
You said
sense.
literally
in this
said you're
particular,
pro-Russia.
in
I
this
think
context,
that
in the
something
context
else is
of this war, I am pro-Russia because I want to see someone knock American hegemony.
But the
I
problem
want
is
to
in that
see
case, I would
America
make that
punched in the
argument that yes,
What
but you
happens
do
if
want
they
to see them punch in the face by someone who is equally engaged in that same behavior. Would you rather see them both punched in the face or only one?
Only one.
Because
Why?
Russia's actions in Georgia and such.
Because
They seem to
America
be-
Why would you
bad,
not see?
okay?
In that case, I would make the argument that
People
you
tell
do
me
not
I'm too
actually
good
care about the
faith.
interventionism part. You care about the America part. In which case, the argument is no.
Because
So you-
Like
yeah.
there are ways to be anti-American, anti-interventionism without
It-
being pro-Russian. You said that you were pro-Russian in this conflict specifically because you dislike the American model of
Yeah, 'cause
doing
it's broken.
hard intervention around the world. But in that case, you should not support Russia in this conflict either, or otherwise you're breaking your own forward foundation and letting essentially your dislike for America getting in the way of you upholding your own values.
No, I support Russia in this particular conflict.
I think that what he's saying is that Russia engages in the same style.
In the
even if it's
exact
not
same
level.
style, right here in the Ukraine war, especially. They engage in the exact same behavior that you accuse of America doing, and you say you dislike that behavior. Yet you say you want to see those engaging in this behavior get punched in the face. But you, seemingly, arbitrarily, chose a side in this specific conflict to have one of them punched in the face, but not the other.
Question for you. Was there a ceasefire negotiated early on that Boris Johnson and the UK decided
Why
to
is
kick
this
off?
relevant?
Good deflect.
You answer my
Good
question.
deflect, Spoon.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Just
Jesus Christ.
bring up something completely irrelevant.
Yep.
So Boris Johnson, and the fact that Ukraine was winning, big cool guy at the time, leading to Ukraine say, you know what, Russia, actually, fuck you. We're gonna keep fighting. That's a American imperial hegemony right there. Classic America. We sent Britbong Trump and let Ukraine win for too long.
Or not?
Why is this relevant to the conflict? Like, I
You
feel that
asked me
this
a
is
question.
irrelevant.
Now I'm going to ask you a question. Answer it yes or no.
Okay,
Yes or no?
From the start, was there a ceasefire at the?
Was there a negotiation to stop this war early on that was between Russia and Ukraine up until
There
Boris
were
Johnson
plenty of
at the time,
negotiations.
Prime Minister?
Yes, there were a lot.
Okay, so was there one that fell through because Boris Johnson? Yes, no.
There were plenty that fell through. None of them directly.
Go ahead.
So all negotiations have to be in a vacuum? Like no other things happening in the world, you're allowed to like infiltrate your negotiations for peace. That's like it's so short-sighted. It's mind-blowing that he's using this as an argument against him.
Mind-blowing.
Yes, it is. And I still like the guy, but he is retarded in this conversation, like totally retarded.
Is there any place he isn't that we could see?
Yeah, you didn't need to stop at this conversation.
When you're talking about pop culture, this is why I think.
Oh, so there's a pop culture guy talking about his stupid politics.
Oh no!
That's what we're
Well,
talking about.
like I said, he's South African, so of course every South African thinks they're like amazing at politics.
Classic SO.
Yeah, classic kiddo.
SA.
Yeah, kiddo. Yeah.
Damn it, kiddo.
At least she's got that international angle of
Oh.
Dubai, right? And we can make fun
She's
of
a
her.
foreign. She's a foreign contact.
Foreigner in a foreign land.
Because of Boris Johnson. Some of them he was involved in.
Okay, so
but
so
not
why
specifically
did it
given
fell
the
through
root
after
cause.
he went to Ukraine?
Him going to Ukraine does not specifically make him the root cause of why a ceasefire would fall over.
You really believe that?
Yes.
I do not believe it. Unless you have specific terms in a ceasefire of like, we will stop shooting and bombing all of the Ukrainian civilians and you will stop shooting and bombing all of our soldiers, unless Boris Johnson comes and visits Kyiv.
Spoon doesn't have any
No.
good takes on
Keep angry with
purpose, but a
weapons,
broken
keep going.
clock is right
You realize
twice
the only
a
way
day.
the Ukrainians can move forward is if they are armed by somebody else. Otherwise, Russia would just wipe them off.
That's not the point. The point, again, I
Yes,
would
actually,
love...
that is the point.
How is
Okay,
that the
that's going
point?
along this line of
If
argumentation.
you have an army that is depleted and you don't have funding to keep it armed with people and weaponry, you will get wiped off. The war would end very, very quickly.
Yes, and why is that
If you
relevant?
wanted to stop,
But why is the
stop
war
arming
happening?
the freaking people.
No, that is, you are now just
that's a
stating
might
basic
makes
military
right
fact.
argument,
Logistic is a fact. Logistics are real. Yes, you need supplies and soldiers to
Why-
wage a war. You are saying that something that is
should we-
correct, but I don't see the connection to like all of the things that we've drawn up right now on the the diagram. I understand what you're saying, and you're correct, but it's not connected to the main line of
I
things.
do not like war.
Me
I
neither,
understand-
especially when it's so close to me.
Nobody likes
Can you
war.
please shut the fuck up so I get the point across?
Oh my god.
Who likes war? Somebody does. I think people like
Absolutely
fighting.
nothing.
People like fighting.
Yes.
People don't like war.
That is
Like-
true.
Like there is something visceral and fun. Like that's why video games where we're like running around and like shooting and stuff is fun because it's like
Oh, yeah,
that.
men,
that
we love violence. The
that-
war is not actually good though.
yeah, it's like we can like that and still be like, oh man, this is not good.
Yeah, violence is awesome, or not really.
I love that.
War not so good. Spoon says war is good. Oh, thank you.
Cross. Otherwise, I will yell at you.
You're
I don't like yelling. Two sides are engaging in a war. My belief is that the reason why Russia got pissy is because these fuckers are on their doorstep. And so if you keep arming the fuckers that are on their doorstep, which is the reason they were freaking pissed off in the freaking first place, I can understand why Russia is attacking over and over again. If you want them to stop freaking firing, then stop arming the people that Russia is kicking. The whole freaking point
Okay.
is you armed people next to us. If you want us to stop kicking them, stop arming them. What is
Can I
hot
respond?
Us.
Okay, but
Can I
what
He
respond or
said
not?
us. He said us. It's like he's putting himself into Putin's position. That's what he's thinking. Like he is Putin right now. Oh my god.
Wasn't the original, not the, what was it, what kicked off the...
Was the kicking of the Ukrainians, and also
Well, no.
arming only began after the kicking of the Ukrainians, and directly assaulting them in the military conflict is not justified just because, oh no, NATO boohoo stole my friends. Okay,
Because
let's
Russia-
let's
because
go one by
Putin-
one.
Putin
I don't
said-
want to start a yelling match. Let's go clearly.
no, but
Let's
like,
go
wait,
clearly
wait,
and one by one.
wait.
You said that.
Wait,
okay.
hold on. This is
Go on,
really
Andrew.
important. Hold on. The
Hold on,
what
hold
was
on,
it?
hold on.
In the interview with Tucker
Build a
Carlson,
bridge.
Putin said that America's intervention wasn't an issue. He said he wasn't worried about NATO. He wasn't worried about America's intervention. It wasn't related to that.
That's a lie.
Oh, so
Putin,
I-
the 2014 coup. Putin was lying. Putin was
Which
lying.
I would argue is not
Right,
not
but I
really an
mean-
American intervention, but
No,
in the
okay,
way that
okay,
you
but-
say. But okay.
Okay, but see, if that is your contention, there is no point in engaging in this discussion because that is where we disagree. That is the line.
No,
I
the main
100%
disagreement
believe
seems
I
to
would
be
bet
that
my
you're
life
pro-Russia.
that this intervention.
Yeah,
If
but
you
again, even if I
100%
give you
believe and
everything,
you would bet your life on something, you think you maybe have, I don't know, some things you could say to make someone else believe you. Like, I just, it's such a, again, it's such a thought terminating statement. I'm lost. I'm lost by why you'd say that.
Even if I give you that NATO arm,
I
even
still
if I give you,
can't figure out why he even joined the conversation now that he just did all that.
Mhm.
Well, all that, like you could write down what he said on like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, not super talkative, this spoon. Exclamation, come on, I want to fish. Yes. Oh. Yes. You can't want to say you're wrong and that's it.
Yep. You that it was overthrown. Even if I give you all of these things, I still do not see the justification. Even if you put me literally in the Kremlin and say all of these things, America is on the doorstep. They are arming these people. They are doing all of these things. Invading them is still not justified and is a reprehensible action.
I disagree.
I do not believe so. That wars of conquest are just even if the enemy is directly on your doorstep.
That is not a war of conquest. That's a war of defense. It's a war of defense from their side.
From their side, it's a war of defense, moving into someone else's territory and killing all of their children. That is a war of defense. Fine. If you believe that that is a war of defense, then in this case, the entire globe and the universe can be conquered in a single war of defense. But okay.
No, not really.
I think what Spoon is using is a Hobbesian, a Hobbesian definition of war of defense, because Hobbes would say that
it's Hobbesian.
War was that the military threat that NATO represents is a kind of war action against Russia.
Even if it's a kind of war action, it doesn't justify the kind of war action that it was responded with. Even if you define killing the Ukrainian stuff, then their entire history nowadays, in the last 100 years, and even before that, is literally Russia kicking them. Even if you justify them giving them stuff and saying it as it is a war of conflict, it is a declaration of war on Russia. Even if you make that justification, it is not reasonable to jump from there onto a hard military action of going in and shooting. Even if you truly believe that it is everything that was done, everything that the West has ever done to or in Ukraine is literally just to fuck over Russia, it's still not okay to go in and slaughter all of the kids. I think that's
a war against American aggression. No.
The line is literally the justification of the war, right?
It's the cause of the
I think Russia is absolutely justified.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much.
I would argue that goes against the war bad, but fine.
Hey guys, we can spin.
If there is an enemy on your doorstep that has been moving closer to your border for 30 years after you've told them repeatedly for 30 years, stop doing this. To the
They
point
have
where
not
even
moved
your
closer
own,
to their border.
Oh my
All of the
God,
NATO
can you
countries
stop? Can you shut the fuck up and
Wait.
talk?
Yeah.
America's own statesman that designed the Soviet containment program, George Kennan, in the 90s, the first time they moved right, said, "What the hell are you doing?" The founding fathers would roll over in their grave. If you keep doing this, Russia is going to see this as a threat to their sovereignty, and they will respond accordingly. They were told this freaking 3 decades ago by the man who was in the Soviet Union during the Soviet Union's existence. If that guy tells you 30 years ago, if you keep moving, they are going to attack
What do you mean by moving? What is the threat? Them joining NATO?
Yes.
Okay, and why is that?
What is the point of NATO? What
Okay,
is
Andrew,
the point
say
of
what
NATO?
The point
Is
of
to
NATO
protect
to
people
maintain
against Russia.
Okay, it was to contain the Soviet Union.
That's not necessarily. Yeah, the Soviet Union, not Russia.
Yeah, the
That's what I
threat
wanted
that
to
the
Yes,
Soviet
and so
Union.
what happens when the Soviet Union is gone?
And talking to Putin 700 years ago, if we start there, we eventually get to the fact that he thinks that Russia is still Soviet Union and deserves all the Soviet Union stuff. So, huzzah.
Yeah.
We fixed it.
Yep.
They're selling fertilizers. Nice.
They redefined themselves, and they were, especially after their involvement in the Middle East, as in different forms of containment.
It was to protect Europe.
Yeah.
Amongst
Against the
that,
Soviet
but
Union.
mainly still containment.
And they did what? What did Russia do in that 30 years to
It doesn't
justify
matter.
any people
It
joining?
actually literally doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's the countries
okay,
can freely
so-
vote
okay,
to
so-
join
so
NATO if they want to.
Here's my situation.
Hydra and Spoon, wait. Remember, we have a different justification. I am completely and totally fine with America, intervening to protect against another world war. And I know you think that that's naive, but that's why I would support us moving in and helping Ukraine. I think that also, in addition to that, I think that it is completely, I think that it is that countries themselves have self-determination and can choose or not to align themselves with whatever they wish. I don't think that just
Yes.
because we know that Russia theoretically will act a certain way means that they get to
Or that it's
dictate
used
our
it as a
policies.
threat. If I understand that Russia views it as a threat and use it as, oh no, they are coming to our doorstep, they are going to encircle us, etc., etc., they are going to place missiles right on our border. I don't believe that Russia's right to
Someone took
self-defense
Papa
or
Putin's
them
history
being scared
class.
of the enemy going to the doorstep should overrule countries' right to self-determinate that are not Russia and should not be under Russia's heel. I don't believe that NATO should not be allowed to join Ukraine or fucking the Baltic nations, etc. Should be
They
held
didn't want to join.
in a different
They didn't
regard.
want to join. Yeah, because they didn't want to join NATO. They wanted to join the EU, and that's when.
Even the
Russia
Finns didn't
stepped
want
in.
to anti-Russia force them, but yeah, essentially. Even the Finns explicitly were like, no, we don't want to. We want to do our own thing. But then, of course, they did after they never got invaded. But again, ultimately, I think the contention is that I hold the rights of countries to self-determine and join essentially make their own decisions. And I don't believe that Russia viewing that as a threat should somehow take away those nations' rights to essentially join this group if they want to do that and if they meet the requirements. I don't think that the argument Russia is getting scared is valid enough to go in with guns blazing, killing everyone, because we are getting scared, because our neighbors are making their own choices now.
Yeah, I just disagree with all of that. I don't actually believe in nations having self-determination because I'm an imperialist.
Okay, so again, that's
Take a look at my own freaking country. My own country was colonized, and the invaders, technically speaking, were the ones who made the regime. So I'm not really so much a fan of the whole self-determining. It's more just a case of like who can hold power better, and if it'd be a foreigner or a better force.
Okay,
then so
that's the
be it.
line then. That's the discussion, essentially.
Yeah, this
Okay.
I'm glad that this became My apologies, by the way, if I spoke over to you too much or shouted too much. I'm not really a debate person. Sorry if that was too irritating. I just tried so hard not to like divert and really keep it in line. But I tried.
Yeah, my thing is I don't really care about these nebulous, idealistic terms that the way specifically Americans see the world of like this cringe bullshit of self-determination and all this like absolute.
I'm
crap,
not American,
which
and
is-
I don't think it's
I
nebulous.
didn't say you are. I said particularly Americans. I didn't say you specifically.
I didn't
said
hear
the
that word,
American. Yes, but it's this ideal world of like self-determination. If any American who tells me anything about self-determination, like get the fuck out of here. You people throw regimes out all the fucking time. I don't want to hear anything about self-determination, especially from a fucking American. They're full of shit.
Okay,
Like, you can see-
sure.
They don't care about self-determination. They spread their freaking.
What do you mean we don't care about self-determination? We're self-determining that we're gonna make sure that we do what we want to do.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. You're lucky we determined ourselves into your area. Pray we don't do it again.
Pray we do not
We're
determine.
gonna democratize the shit out of you guys.
I'm altering the deal.
Influence. I mean, for God's sake, what the hell did the Marshall Plan was in Germany?
Yes.
It was to keep the Germans in line by essentially funding the recovery.
No, it was a post-World War recovery plan.
Yes, and
It
what do you
wasn't to
think
keep
that was for?
anyone in line.
Okay, why do you think there is
Determine which way to
military
kick your
occupation
ass.
in Germany and Japan? Why do you think those are the two?
Because they were defeated in war and didn't want to werewolf and to get any ideas. Of course, they
Because
stayed
we
there.
walked away, yeah, and we walked away in World War One, and that didn't work.
And also, as soon as they tried walking away in World War
did
II,
not
all of the
walk
people
away
got
in
murdered.
World War One. You and the French and the freaking English decided to overthrow the Kaiser.
You're getting
which
derailed
was a
again.
really
You're getting
dumb idea.
derailed. The
I'm
idea
ready to
was
go off the phone.
we're getting really derailed. The idea was, again, I don't like how we are jumping from one topic to the other. I wanted
You
to get
mentioned World
to.
War One.
I didn't mention World War One. I didn't say a peep
I did.
about
No,
World
that
War
was
One.
me. Sorry.
You mentioned the Marshall Plan. I was talking about how I don't believe that Russia's right should overrule these nations' rights about what decision to make and how Russia should magically be allowed to fucking go into these places while these nations are not allowed to join other places. And you brought up the Marshall Plan. And how about what do you think it was? What do you think it was? You asked me this question. I answered you what I thought it was. You again answered that. Then I explained. And then Andrew brought up World War One. And I don't like how we're again derailing from the main point. I don't like how you're constantly talking about what about this, what about this, what about this, what about this, what about this other topic, what about when back when this happened. I understand you think it's relevant, but I would like to
is
follow
relevant.
one clear line, not completely jumping from, oh, what about this thing America has done back then? What about, don't you see that America is doing
Well, I
this,
think
this,
that,
this?
wait,
But it's, I don't like the
defend
whataboutism
Spoon
is
for a
what I'm
bit.
saying.
Wait, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I think to defend Spoon a bit, since we haven't gone through history, and all the
Andrew,
events that
what are you
each one
doing?
Bring up,
Man, I want to defend
like
this
the-
insane person here. Just let me cook.
Hold on, I need to cook. Where's
Do you know
my
what? From a
spoon?
from an intellectual argument like point of view where you just want to try to steel man someone, I give Andrew respect for that. But at this point, it's kind of like, oh god.
Can you hear him earlier?
Just
They
don't.
fucking
Just
did.
don't.
Yeah, before we get back into it, guys, I should head off. I
Yeah.
gotta get up early.
All
Get my
righty,
stream
buddy.
going. Gonna be playing some games. Gonna be talking some anime on Sunday, and on Monday.
It's gonna be good.
Monday's a holiday.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Same
have.
with me.
It's also the anniversary of my channel again, so it's the 2-year anniversary of the channel. So I'll have an open chat for people to stop by, and we'll have a good old time. Just
link your channel in the private chat.
Okay, yeah.
I
can do
got
that.
you.
Oh, thanks, Blaine. Yeah.
I just have to hit POP and it pops up.
I haven't decided on a time yet, but it's not going to be too early. I'll probably start at about maybe noon my time. So
nice.
What is your time?
His
Mountain
time is
time.
close to
Mountain
yours.
time.
Mountain time. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you in? Are you in Alberta?
I live in your old hometown.
Oh, Edmonton.
Yeah.
Oh, my fave. I miss Edmonton when it's not winter.
So 4 months out of the year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I love the roads. Let me tell you, I love it when there's like 3 inches of snow packed down on the white mud, and you have to go from like West Edmonton Mall all the way down to Mill Woods. That's great. Let me tell you,
because it fills in all the potholes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. One of my favorite stories, just real quick. I'm going to the university hospital with my dad to go pick up my mom, and we're going to go out for dinner. And there was a Lamborghini beside me, and it hit a pothole, and it blew the tire out and hit the window of the car right next to it. And it was a Lamborghini buried into a 7-inch pothole near the university.
Oh, she's not in a good mood right now. What do I give her?
Freaking hate those potholes here. They're just awful.
Well, it's the road. You know, all you have is loamy stuff underneath. It's not like being on the West Coast where it's granite everywhere. You put asphalt down, nothing moves.
Yeah, it also doesn't get as cold where you are.
Yeah, that is
For the frost
100% true.
heaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was fun, guys.
Always
hope you
good
have-
to chat.
Yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your night too.
You as well.
Doing an imperialism, yes. America, but I understand that he thinks that. He doesn't need to continuously just saying that, see, I think America did an imperialism. Don't you think America did an imperialism here? Don't you think America did an imperialism here? That's not,
You seem to
I
ignore it for an
understand.
argument.
Sorry?
You seem to ignore it when it suits your argument.
I never said that America didn't do an imperialism. What am I ignoring?
Okay, so what do you think of America's imperialism act?
That's irrelevant to the conversation.
No, I'm asking your opinion. What do you think of America's imperialism?
Also, our imperialism isn't just automatically negative. It's not how that works. Like, you can do a good imperialism.
We do the best imperialism.
We do the best imperialism.
No, you're.
Where's my hole?
Across the world.
What is right that important? The conversation was about the whole Russia-Ukraine thing and why Russia should be allowed to do certain things, but other nations aren't. What I think personally about America's fucking involvement in other places is not relevant to the conversation.
Well, not really. You seem to have a problem with
I'm-
Russia doing it when it's threatening their interest, but why is it America's interest to do whatever the fuck they want all over the world?
It's not about what?
I'm asking you the
Dorcas,
question. Why do you think this?
I'm going to interject here.
Yay,
I'm gonna say we
Dorcas.
might be talking in circles. Spoon, important question, perhaps the most important question that you will be asked this stream. Have you played Gartic Phone?
No.
Are you interested in playing?
Then
It's
please
a
join
kind of, we like to do this at the end of each stream in order to
It releases
de-escalate any kind of emotions that might exist in order to bond together.
It's sort of like the game of telephone, but with pictures. So we write a prompt, and then someone else draws a picture of the prompt, and then someone writes a prompt based off of the picture.
Yeah, sorry guys,
And
I
it's
don't think I will be able to participate because my mobile data is running out right now, so my apologies. And sorry if I was too irritating, Spoon, I tried my best, but apparently it's not really good.
Guys, I appreciate the interaction. Yeah, it's not as structured as I would have liked. I was being a bit of a cowboy here, just bringing Spoon on, and Spoon really was a good sport,
Cowboy?
coming on to speak
That's
to a
our
bunch of
word,
strangers.
kidda.
Yeah, really good sport. That was awesome, dude.
Yeah. Sporting Spoon, yeah.
The first time that guy's talked.
Dude, Gray's voice is so. Oh, hey, how are you doing, everybody? What's up? What, did you guys not get the memo that we're doing Patrick Warburton impressions all night? No,
Did you guys not get the memo that we're doing Patrick Warburton impressions?
did I open the wrong door?
Oh, looks like it came down the wrong place. Sorry about that.
Maybe we do it again in a more structured manner. We make friends.
I would love to just structure the conversation itself. I think I'm going to re-listen to this and kind of try to draw it
Yes.
out. I don't know if you will do it, Kitty, or if I can have you sometime, or if I could do it on my own. But I would love to restructure and see Again, I think there
Oh,
were
yeah.
multiple points where the
Emperor
conversation
Russia.
was unnecessarily delayed, but maybe I can
What
learn
did
something
you
about
ask?
revisiting and
Maybe
then
we
listening
can
to it.
have a set of questions that we can go back to, and so that we can have a structured conversation, and then we can try to literally just. I'm going to make you guys make me do a diagram of your points. That would be cool. Near donkey. Then we'll have. I suppose we'll.
I'm not
we'll-
really
we'll
about
do,
that self-determination thing. I think it's actually a bunch of hooey.
Forward it. No, okay, well, it was fine. It was enough. I shortened it up. But okay, so look, we'll still. Hydra, thanks, guys, thanks everyone for trying to keep it.
Yeah,
civil.
guys, sorry, I'm running out of what
Oh, it's not
my
actually
apologies.
deep,
Yes,
as
again.
Clark says.
this isn't,
It's just an audio
an
thing
excuse.
he's
Hydra
trying
does
to
usually,
fix.
run out.
Why
Please
try
stay
to
I would
do
love to
that?
talk again sometime, by the way, Spoon.
What do you mean? It's actually not that deep. Other content of his doesn't have that effect. Just to turn the knob. You turn the knob and then just get your, don't have to be eating the microphone and just like really just deep into it at the end of the day. Don't fix it. Kronk voice is bass. All right, let's find a quick Kronk voice we can listen to for a second.
Yeah. The boys are for Goosegoo. Goosegoo's boys. Boys specifically made for Goosegoo.
And it's like,
Yeah.
we're in our teens, and he's like,
That
30.
boys.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, that's just.
I saw Vosh chat. They watched the Revy video on Vosh's deal. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good chat. Good evening. I think we're gonna be done with topics now, and we're just gonna relax while we play games.
Aren't you glad I got Spoon to go on the show?
I am. I think that's hilarious. I remember the first time I heard him, and because I had heard Aiden. Where did I hear her first? I hear her first on a Stitch and Adam or somebody else's stream. I heard her first on somebody's stream, and I was like, oh, I'm curious. Like, who on earth would ever argue for monarchy? I got to figure out what's going on with this crazy person. And then I heard Spoon, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's not the crazy one. Like, what is going on here? Listen to Mike's ASMR. Yes.
Oh, can you hear the game?
Maybe.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can.
Maybe
but
actually,
it's very...
maybe that is the game, but I can't really tell that it's a game.
Oh, it's Slime Rancher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess we can, but yeah, it's not really loud.
It's not making me go, gosh, I can't speak over all these Yakuza guys going, yada, yada, every single time we enter
You've
a fight.
never heard me playing a Yakuza game. You know it.
You were playing the new one, the Infinity or whatever one round.
You couldn't hear it.
I heard it. I heard it deep in my loins.
Do you know what? I've never played any of the Yakuza games, and Mark the Cyborg went through the entire collection. And boy, they're goofy as fuck. Oh my god.
Oh,
they,
hell yeah,
they
they
seem
are.
like a really goofy anime that is taking itself totally seriously while goofy shit is happening all the time. And I really like that style.
Yeah, they're very fun. There's a lot of very serious moments. I think the earlier ones, especially the ones where you're following Kiryu, because he takes everything seriously.
Yeah, it could be like the most mundane, like, can I have a Coke? Sir, we only have diet. And he'll just like drop to his knees and you're like, no! And you feel it. You feel it in your bones. You're like, I get it,
When
man.
he's-
I've been there.
You
when
only
he's
want.
playing when he's playing the bowling. Oh yeah, man, if you get like a turkey, we're gonna give you a turkey. That's the prize. And then like they give him a chicken. They're like, okay, we're gonna kill the chicken now right in front of you. No, don't do it.
No.
I also like how there's karaoke bars in the
yeah.
Yakuza games. That's so
Yep.
silly.
I
And
actually really
it's
like
totally
the dating
believable.
sims. The dating sims are hilarious.
Oh, those are my least favorite ones. Just because like they're so tedious.
Tedious. I guess.
Um,
Do they get worse as it goes on? Because 1, 2, both Kiwami, and then 0.
I actually don't. I don't think I did it in 0.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't do them in those games, but like doing it in 8 and it's taking me like 20 minutes for like a single girl to be finished.
Oh, really?
And I have a key up. I'm skipping through all of it because I don't give a fuck about these women. I just want to get done.
I just gotta get her.
The only one I watched was Kaon's. Kaison's.
KSON, cause those caissons go rolling along. I didn't reach level 5 yet. Oh, I guess I could turn up some farm music.
Is pistachios bad for dogs?
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes, but only because I think it's a choking hazard. Look at her playing her flute. I didn't know she snuck away to play flute. I got a flute you can play. Awful, Blaine. Don't do that. Okay. So if it's Tuesday the 16th, day 15 of spring, which day am I on? Does this tell me?
No.
It won't tell me what day I'm on. Oh, look, I got some hearts. I got some hearts growing. I got an Abbey heart.
You have a calendar at your house, I believe.
You mean
Do
you
I?
have to manage relationships in this game?
Oh, there's a lot of relationships
Dude, it's a
you can
dating
have.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the
Yeah, did you want the gamer girl or did you want the blonde girl?
gamer girl. And then I'm gonna get the mod where I can marry everyone.
He's gonna go polygamous.
Get a furry mod too. Make
No.
sure it's a furry mod as well.
No. No.
Okay, but just show us the furry mod because it's funny.
Okay, inventory full. What can I drop? Mixed seeds getting dropped in favor of prehistoric tool. I gotta figure. Like, I feel like I should just donate that to the museum, but at the same time, I'm also like, I don't know. Museum getting my tool. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I need sap, and I can make fertilizer. 10 of those. 10 of these. And we're gonna go womp, 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 womp.
Grow pumpkins.
I'm doing potatoes again.
Damn.
The reward for potato is intense.
The reward for potato is potato.
And then reward for selling potato is a lot of potato. Like 500 potato dollars.
Well, when you're talking about calories per gram, potatoes are pretty awesome.
People pay per potato calorie. They aren't just paying for, like, you know, some kind of goof ass over here that doesn't know his potato quality. I totally know my potato qualities. Oh, pistachios are dangerous for dogs because they're high fat content. That makes sense. Plus
Yeah,
one axe.
Don't want fat
My
dogs.
my dogs run like 6 kilometers a day, so
6 kilometers a day? That's a good run.
at a minimum.
How do you think you did on the Stitch and Adam show? I think you did okay. I think there's a definite disconnect of I'm not exactly sure what the goal was at the end of the day, because knowing the fundamentals of the Model T and how it was made in such a way that we could get it cheaper, and that Ford, you know, had his workers paid enough that they could all afford a Model T, and like all of these things are very interesting for me, who really likes the history of this kind of thing, of cars and such. But if I'm having a discussion with somebody about whether or not an EV, a hydrogen, or a hybrid is the best choice for them, my level of knowledge of the history and the origins of this thing aren't super important. But what you did link in that was like really good is you said there was something that Sargon always says that he is wrong about, and giving them that tool, I think, is far more important. Is identifying like, okay, this is a thing that Sargon usually does, and I think focusing more on that, on like, okay, here's the things that Sargon says could be a little bit more succinct, to get people more like, oh yeah, we can solve this problem and that problem. Like, I love the history. I like learning about where all these things came from, but it's like watching Putin. Like, it takes so long to get to the point of talking about why that matters today as you go through the history lesson, that you should start with the here's how it matters and then go back. 75 stones? Oh. If you have a surplus, I was considering having me build a well for you. Oh, I can build a well? Oh, I've got ponds all over. I don't need a more convenient place to fill my...
Yeah.
Fill my stuff up. Fill me up. I don't know. Did you Lucifer? Did you see Andrew's chat? Do you have any comments on it?
No, I did not actually. When did this happen?
This was today.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, after what did they talk about? They talked about lolly stuff for a minute in the beginning with Vosh. And then they had one other topic, I think, and then they had Andrew on. Because they're talking to Sargon on Sunday, and they wanted to do a little prep with it.
No, I did not see it. I was too busy today.
Yeah, you could have heard the famous. You've seen him on such great shows as the Escape Corner, randomly.
Lofty Pickles?
No, Andrew Clark.
Rufty Pickle.
Rufty Pickaroo. How many?
I've never talked to Andrew before. This is interesting.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I've never, not once.
Andrew's great. I'm glad he finally jumped on my stream because I like talking to him. And I just Kidda's time is not good time for me. So,
no freaking doubt.
Like, anytime I'm on Kidda's stream, you'll notice I do not have a camera on because, dude, you're lucky if I put pants on.
Wait, no pants is a better thing. Just go with no pants if you can.
Only no pants.
Well, yeah. Always free ball it.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure the song is Kicking Naked King, Naked King. And it says naked but wearing pants. It's a real song, I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
I didn't say whether or not I believed you.
I choose not to discuss this with you. Requires 1 coal. Oh, I've got coal. Look at me smelting away. Be a VTuber? Yeah.
It's doing so well for V.
V's the best VTuber.
It's
in the name.
No, Pipkin Pippa is the best.
Requires
I'm surprised you choose a woman.
Pipkin's a woman's name. I got 80s.
What?
I have 80
Yeah,
stone?
because I hate women. Do you know what?
Yes,
I'm the biggest misogynist out there.
I'm glad
like
you
to
finally be
massage
honest
those.
with yourself.
With myself, I say it all the time. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, repeal the 19th. So first,
I'm surprised you have the same routine I do, Lucifer Spice being such different heights. Seeing the world from a completely different perspective. We can still come to understand each other.
Yes. See, this is what we're talking about is
This is what we
adults
want.
coming together from different backgrounds. All you midgets out there are just as good as the normal people.
Would you say that your perspective is just a little higher than most?
Well, high IQ, height, those things go together. That's why I try not to discuss things that people can't understand.
Sounds like you're talking down to me.
Are you okay down there? Been watching your shorts. When are you going to put the drywall mud up?
Tomorrow. Well, wait, no. Hold on. I got a car show tomorrow. When am I going to put it up? Probably won't be until Monday then.
Definitely take some video.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I've done half walls like not like a pony wall, but like a wall that kind of like sticks into a room to divide it. So I've done that kind of stuff before, but this will be the first time I've ever done a ceiling.
That's the best.
Is that the
When I-
best?
Oh yeah, when I had a contracting company, when people said, "Yeah, I want it to be a flat, like painted roof, ceiling," I would double charge them. I
Yeah.
would double charge them because
I-
it's when you, the sanding and just having to reach up there. Even my height, it's still tough. If it's not 8 feet, like you're still reaching for it. God, and sanding is terrible. Oh.
I need to break open this geode and give it to her. Yeah, it's since it's just gonna be like an outside gym, it's like we looked at like, do I want a texture because it'll look better? And I'm like, it's a fucking gym. Like I'm gonna hit the wall and have an issue anyway. Let's just leave it flat. Just
I'd rather not
yeah.
scratch myself on the wall.
I just don't wanna. I don't wanna waste time. We smashed it. What do we get? An alamite. What do I do with it? Okay. That's cool. Can I give it to her? Would you like my alamite? Might you like my alamite? What am I supposed to, dang it. Dang it, she didn't like my alamite. Now I can't get it back to give it to Gunther. Girls don't like rocks unless they're diamonds.
Now, I'm pretty sure it's just the alum. I'm pretty sure people like gems generally.
Gotcha. Just alamite.
And maybe she does like gems.
I kind of want to look up. I have a feeling
It's
that I
not gonna
can't
ruin
mess
it
it up.
for you. It's not gonna ruin it for you if you do.
For refined quartz. Okay. Closed on Wednesday. Oh, that's right. Your business is weird. Let's get some more
Weird business people.
Yeah, who closes a business on Wednesday? Agree with you, Blaine. The problem is those guys don't do guest prep, so I just came in with all the arguments to defeat Sargon. Yeah, it's a good idea for them to like actually try to do some sort of prep. I just think it was a combo of them not really wanting to do prep, as well as like I said, starting from the back can be kind of hard to get people excited about. What is it? It's locked. Okay. I think she said Clint had a key. Maybe. Oh, that's right. I need to start donating these beach pickups to the book. Can I do that just from here? So there's the pantry. Wait, hold on. Do I have a spring crop? No. I don't have a spring crop that can go in there. Craft room. Fish tank. Here we go. Crab pot bundle. Boom. Wait, what? Oyster. Oyster. Oh, I'm not allowed to put it in when I'm not here. Okay. Fine. If you get her addicted, she'll lick a certain kind of rock. I got a salty stone you can lick. When do I get a fishing pole that I can cast for? That's the real question. I got this weak-ass baby pole. I don't like it. Give me a better pole. Oh, it's the same pole. Fish tank? That's cool. Fisher double bed? Nice. I'll be back later for other cool stuff. Sounds of this game are nice. Someone call me the political nerds nerd. I saw that. That was... as soon as I saw that, I was like, my God. They've seen his genes. It's like your YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Oh, come on, baby. Give me that fish. I gotta level up my fishing more. Yes. What is it? Only sardines out here until I get a better pole? I feel like these other fish are cooler.
Yeah, maybe.
What's up? What's up, Gaylord? That's his name. He's now Gaylord. I mean, you get swirlies from Xander Hall. Xander Hall wishes his tiny little twig arms could give someone a swirly.
I don't think anybody's scared of Xander Hall.
No one, that is. Except Vosh.
No, he wouldn't get moved by Xander Hall at all.
You see, Xander, I prepared by getting fat before we fought. I knew that your twig-like arms would be unable to move my impressive girth. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. Oh, it's a fast one. I need to get... Come on, fish. I need that chest. There we go. There we go. Jeebles, where are we at? Where are we at? Come on. When do I get to upgrade to that bar gets bigger? That's what I really need.
Gotta get better.
Gotta get better, boy. Nice. Got some bait and some wood. I still don't know how to put bait on the dang pole. Like, it's like, causes fish to bite faster. It must be attached to a fishing rod. How? How do I attach it? Do I put it on my body? What do I... Level 3 greenhorn. I'm probably too shitty at fishing. I probably need to get up here a little bit before I'm allowed to put it on there. Too busy watching dragons find giant eagles.
Blaine, have you made any bacon yet?
No, I have not gotten to make any bacon yet. I did a brisket a couple weeks ago that it worked out pretty well. I'm finally, like, I've done both sides now. I've done the 12 hours of smoking, 8 hours of resting, and it was like, wow, that was really good. And I've settled now into basically 6 to 8 hours of smoking with an hour or 2 hour rest. And I'm like, this is good without it being like a chore to make.
Yeah.
It's always a rough balance to find.
And it's weird to try to schedule around like 12 to 15 hour smoke and cook times. Like, okay, I got to do this at 9 o'clock the night before, and then take care of it all night long, and then in the morning be able to deal with all that, and then let it rest. It's like, yeah.
And then someone's like, hey, are you busy? I'm like, kinda. I mean, if you want to hang out or you want to talk, you want to game, as long as you're cool with me bouncing every 45 minutes, because I've got a wood box to maintain.
Yes. Yeah, unless you have a restaurant, it's so impractical.
Yeah.
But when you love it and you
Exactly.
and when you do have the time, like,
You're like,
I
I'm
always
doing this.
If you're happy to live like a caveman, you got time.
See, Spoon would be like, of course, that's what we do.
There is a mod that specifically gives Penny cleavage and freckles. Like, just her character mod. It's like, you got just list after list of like all new characters in my art style. All these characters in a furry style. Penny with boobs and freckles. And you're like, okay, bro. Like,
He's got a type.
You didn't have to put that on the mod site. You could have kept that one to yourself. We didn't need to hear it.
Hell, there's no point in having awesome things unless you could share them with good people.
Yeah, you know what? With the internet, we now know that everyone who has similar freaks can get together and resonate and make it the whole world worse because of it. So why not one that makes the whole world a little better? Hey, what's up, Leah?
What happened to Tumblr?
You know what? They reduced it to male presenting nipples only, and the rest is history. Cooking brisket should definitely be a math problem. You know, then kids would take math more seriously. Like, damn, I want that brisket. How do I take a derivative of this? The world must see the big Yahoo penny. Hariabos will be legendary.
I bet Penny has a huge hog.
I'm like, there are mods. There are mods that make the characters like ambiguously sexual, where you're like, that's kind of goofy. Why are we doing this? But the real one, the one that's in the game, seems pretty set, pretty solid. Solid. Go to sleep for the night. Rod proficiency up. New crafting recipe bait. I just don't know how to use the bait though. That's the problem here.
Yeah, you can just look it up.
Yeah, I'll have to. But just as my character goes to sleep, I too am going to sleep. Yeah, see that sound. I've heard that sound in the game a couple times now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. All right, Serranos, anything you want to say before we go?
I'm still working on like organizing my wish list because I have a lot of games on there. A lot of
Right.
games.
What's the organization for? So that you can.
Because I want to make sure that I am accurate in where I'm actually like considering these games. Like, I'm going to make the tiers pretty even. Is like these are my top couple, then my next, and my next.
That you're looking forward to.
Yeah, the ones that I would be planning on buying like day one and stuff like that, and ones I wouldn't.
Day one, full price, maybe sale, definitely kind of stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'll put some games off generally just because
you got other things you're doing.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of games generally, so some of them are just gonna have to wait because I just don't have time to play them anyways, even if I'm interested in them.
Oh, that's right. We got Spoon's spicy Rumble stream that was too spicy for YouTube coming out tomorrow.
I'm sure I'll be tuning in for that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bunger, anything you want to say?
What's with these homies dissing my girl?
I
Why
guess
they
I'll watch
got-
some anime this weekend too, so we can talk about stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, we should watch anime. That'd be important.
Yeah, I should watch some anime.
What girl? What girl is getting dissed of yours?
I was singing Buddy Holly by Weezer.
Oh, I see.
You should have got that.
Never settle down.
You didn't sing it like Weezer. Lucifer.
Well,
Any-
it's my
any
mom.
last comments?
It's my mom's birthday tomorrow. And,
Oh, happy birthday, Lucifer's
and-
mom.
And my sister's coming down from the north part of the island, and we're all going to have a big dinner. So I'm going to have 5 dogs in the house all at one time.
Too many
So
dogs.
it'll be great. No, it's not too many dogs. They're all my favorites.
Do
Oh,
they play well together, or does somebody
yes,
have to go into a
they-
timeout?
They all grew up together.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're all they're all between 3 and 4 years old, and they all grew up and learned how to play with each
Nearby.
other. So it's great.
Perfect. Good.
It's great.
Awesome.
I did try to listen to Buddy Holly over the weekend, and it is he ain't that good.
Classic Buddy Holly or the song Buddy Holly?
No, original Buddy Holly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to spend like at least 12 hours this weekend tearing apart wood from the barn, just so I
Oh,
can try
yeah.
to salvage as much as I can and try to sell it
There you
to
go.
rando, rich people on the island who want to build a blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck, but
I'd
just
really
take this
like
wood
to
off my hand.
Repanel this wall with reclaimed wood.
Yeah,
One of those.
people do that all the time.
It,
Oh, it's
yeah, I've
That's
seen the
that's a
pallet
great
walls.
idea. I'm glad they're interested.
Cover that wood with resin.
Yep.
Ruin it.
You pay
Well, it's-
more in resin than you do in the wood.
Well, it's the barn is from 1962, and all of the roof struts are all 3x12s.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's all Douglas fir. So
Yeah.
it's been there. It's been there
Yeah,
for
that's
like
not
and
cheap.
It's still solid wood, and it's
Yeah.
dry as all hell, and it's been doing its job. But it's just going through the motions of actually tearing it all apart, just stepping over. It's bullshit, and I can't burn it. I can't burn it yet until we have it all contained and we cut down our next door neighbor's trees because they're too close
Too
to
close
burn.
for your burn pile.
Yeah. Oh,
annoying.
And it's $750 just to get the person to come out to find out if it's burnable and if it won't be. They have to do an investigation and shit. It's like,
You know a faster way to get someone out there? Light it on fire.
Yeah, that I was thinking. I shouldn't have asked. You should always ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
What do you mean? It's my land. I can't burn a barn on my land.
What? Is this not America? I mean, Canada? Aren't we allowed to do whatever we want?
Oh my goodness. Welcome to the ending of the episode, Alex.
Yeah.
We're glad you made it. Everybody, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Go have some fun. Do something that makes you happy, and I'll catch you next time. Kampai.
Kampai.